outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
With beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets.
On the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. Discussing that heat in the street, and we got just what you need on Vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin J. Ay. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin J. Vitamin J, got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin J, got what you need. Vitamin J, got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin J. Tryna run the town. Tell them no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as they head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's about smoke, then we talk all of that. From an ounce to a pound, take it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right out the sea, how could they be? Give me a couple of rounds, cause I'm a beast when I'm on vitamin G. You see they start crumbling now, mad struck start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for cloud. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock glitz, know they look how I freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life, making yours look boring. See we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top, just to form a warning. Truly, I'm De Niro when it come to movies. Get De Niro, entertain the groupies. Habanero if you come pursue me. But I hop on the game, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Link up with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them bills on the duty. I'm in Stixie, I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Ruger. I can shit on you with my computer. See my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. Then reload the clip and record the clip. It's go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tuned into that VGP. Take over the west and the east, and we got just what you need on vitamin G.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 237 of the Vitamin G podcast. And today we have a full panel, starting with the great Nappy Senshi. What is going on? What you've been playing, and what controller are you currently reviewing?
Hey, how's it going? It's a great day in gaming. I had gotten distracted with I had to get my girl, and I saw an elephant for her, so I got her this giant elephant plushie with flowers, and then she got so happy, and then she's like, "Sit here and play Stardew Valley with me." I was like, "Okay." So I played a little bit of Stardew Valley. Man, it's her favorite game. I'm like, okay, sure. Besides Stardew Valley,
You gotta take one for the team.
What'd you say?
You gotta take one for the team.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad game. It's just like I played Minecraft. I played a lot of like survival farmer games before. I was just Stardew Valley is like something I actually can pay for my phone for like $7. So it's like, man, but surprisingly, it's cross-platform between mobile, PC, console, all platforms, which doesn't surprise me because the game it doesn't take much to run that game to begin with. But it's Stardew Valley. Besides playing Stardew Valley, of course, she plays Pummel Party. I beat her in that, of course. Also, fun thing, Pummel Party is coming to Xbox. I was shocked about that. So I don't know if it's going to be cross-platform, but if you guys want a bloodier version of Mario Party on Xbox, Pummel Party is where it's at. You probably will hate your friends more than if you were playing Mario Party with them because there is some items that can you can literally nuke somebody from across the map and anyone or take a rail gun and just take away all their health and kill them. And anyone that's in the crossfire is also going to die. So yeah, I'm actually really excited that Pummel Party is coming to Xbox. A great little party game for you guys. So congratulations for Xbox. But other than that, I got more controllers. Seems like getting my hands on a lot of Hall Effect joystick controllers. Hall Effect joystick seems to be the thing moving forward, at least on the PC. controller side, and there's a lot of Nintendo Switch controllers with Hall Effect joysticks compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just diving in, just testing out a bunch of controllers to got my lineup. So yeah, mobile gaming is slowly stepping this game up. I tried the One Punch Man game. It's not bad. It's actually pretty decent. Of course, you can't play a Saitama because you'll kill everything in one punch with Saitama. But the One Punch game on the mobile on the Android side is actually pretty decent. So that's pretty much about it.
Okay. And let's see. Let's go to someone who hasn't been here in a while. Omar, what have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Tap. So yeah, I've been stuck in a good way with Dave the Diver. I finished the game. In order to plat it, I need to waste time and farm some shit and stuff like that. As much as I want to do so, I might do it later. I moved on to the next game. I started a game called Ultros. It's a mix between Metrovania and roguelite in a good way. Until I came across to one of the worst puzzle in human history. And I just gave up. I dropped it. It's like you're doing the entire game something, and then all of a sudden the developers are like, okay, and now I want you to claw your head out of your body because this puzzle is so obnoxious. There is not even an actual YouTube video on how to do it unless it's a playthrough, which I'm not gonna sit through a playthrough just to figure how to. It's so frustrating. It's not even funny. I do recommend it just for the combat. The story, I have absolutely no idea what the story is about. It is colorful. I will give them that. And now I'm playing a game called Cookie Cutter. It's a Metrovania. It's how do I say it? It's a little bit not cyberpunky, but like futuristic, with some of the best opening I've ever experienced in Metrovania ever. Um, Not gonna spoil it for the people that want to play it. I do recommend it. And after I'm finishing with this one, I'm probably just gonna play whatchamacallit, Blasphemous 2, because I really love the first one. But yeah, that's about it for me.
Okay. All right. And let's throw it on down to Zero. How you been? What you been playing?
What is going on, everybody? I've been doing well, man. As usual, I come with another week of failure. I did not beat Final Fantasy. I just got distracted with a whole bunch of other stuff.
I don't blame you. How far are you?
I'm close. I'm at the temple. I just gotta make my way through it and get it done.
Okay, you're actually close.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have this spell in your magic.
What I've been doing is wrapping up some of the side quests that I've finished before I completely dive straight into the temple. So particularly all of my Queen's Blood stuff. Queen's Blood is like one of my favorite things to do in that game.
Favorite or least favorite?
Favorite.
Yeah, that shit is dope.
Love Queen's Blood, like such a fun game. But other than that, still playing some Balatro and Unicorn Overlord. So just making through. Balatro is, infinite, but Unicorn Overlord is still proving to be very fun. I got about 15 hours into the game. I think it's about 40 hours to beat, maybe. So I got some time, but enjoying them all.
A PC for Hades 2?
I'm a little torn on getting Hades 2. Currently, I do have a PC for Hades 2. My only issue is
Hades 2 can run on anything. Hades can run on anything.
I'm just fundamentally opposed to early access.
Oh, okay.
Like I just don't. But I do kind of really want to play. I played some of when they did the open test. Yeah, so I played some of that. It's really good. It's really good. But something about paying, I think it's like either $30 or $40 in early access just rubs me the wrong way. But
wait a second, $30 for early access? That's That's a little high for early access game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm just like
The
feels
question,
high.
if you pay early access, do you need to buy the game as well later, or you already own
No,
it then?
No,
you
you
already
have it.
own the game, but usually
Yeah,
when a game goes out of early access, the price increases because now it's considered a full-fledged game.
yeah,
That's the pattern with early access games. So that's why I was like $30 for Hades 2 at early access is a little.
A lot?
That's a little high. That's high for an early access game. It better deliver because I mean the type of game that Hades 2 is like it. I guess it doesn't just. I don't know if it could. I can say it could justify it. I mean, it's. I don't know. We have to see gameplay of it to see if it really justifies that
I
$30 price
mean,
tag at early
he played
access.
the demo. He played the open beta and he loved it. He said it himself.
yeah. It's good. I mean, it's more Hades, but like it's excellent. Like it does everything well. My issue is like I don't know what the end product will wind up being. So there's this
Yep.
part about like if let's say I buy it now, I really like it, but then so much of it changes because it's in early access. So there's no guarantee that anything will stay the same.
Interesting. That's
That
an
that is
interesting
that's just the
concept.
risk you got. That's the risk you got to come up with. And now that Steam updated the terms refund policy, where basically early access game play hours counts as real play hours. You're pretty much
Yeah,
it's
like you're
pretty much a
screwed. Yeah,
commitment.
you can't be like I spent $100 in early access and be like, oh, I want to give it back. Like, no, you played the game.
I mean, there were people that were like that were taking advantage of it. I have to give
Yeah.
that, but still.
So we'll see. Like, if any game's gonna make me break my rule on that, it would definitely be Hades 2. I'm not a perfect man. I have flaws. So we'll see. Check back in next week. I might cave and get it because every time I keep seeing it, I just want to play more of it.
Okay. All right. And last but not least, Jubei, crying Cowboys fan. How's it going? What you been playing?
Crying Cowboy fan.
He hasn't changed his meme in so long. His
Damn, he
profile.
All
downgraded from Captain
Yeah.
Xbox.
all out, man. No, I'm still that, but we're bad. We're trash. Yeah, no, nothing too exciting this week. I'm excited to talk about the topics though.
Okay. All right. All right. So before we jump into our topics, being that it's a little bit light, we don't have all 4 topics. Anything gaming or entertainment related that was on your mind? I know a lot of people are talking about the Kendrick and Drake rap beef. And I know some of you guys had some opinions before the show. We didn't get a chance to get them out. So, Jubei as the rapper on the group in the group, what are your thoughts on this album of disses that have released in the past couple days?
I think it's absolutely wild that we got so many like diss tracks very, very, very close to each other. Like that kind of doesn't really happen. Yeah, it's a lot.
I think it's because of social media.
Yeah, they can thank social media for sure. But
it's a good day for hip hop though. This is like
it's a great time for hip hop. I like when motherfuckers is out here being disrespectful.
yeah, hip hop was going downhill, but
so do you have a winner in this rap beef so far?
Yes and no. Like the thing, I can't really. I don't want to give a definitive winner because we need more information to come out.
I feel the same way.
Some of these allegations, I need to make sure that they're dead.
Okay, so let's just talk about rapping in general.
I mean, as far as rapping, this is some of Drake's best rapping.
I feel like
I appreciate it.
I feel like Drake, as far as the tracks are concerned, I feel like he has kind of more replay value records. Like they're a little bit more hit and pop to them.
Right.
Drake's records have a little bit more sting to them as far as what they mean to Drake personally, as far as the amount of records that are just coming at him personally. But the one thing I'll say is that I don't have a winner in this rap beef at the moment, because this rap beef has been centered on airing out each other's dirty laundry.
I mean,
and
isn't that what like rap
basically-
beef always does though?
not in
is?
this manner. Like it's like like they're like exposing stuff about each other that wouldn't necessarily typically get exposed in a rap beef.
Come on.
So no, I'm not saying that what they're saying is off limits, but I'm saying is the things that they're exposing, if there's not credibility to it, it diminishes it diminishes the value of what was said. So Kendrick came out and said that Drake had an 11-year-old daughter, which has since been disproven. So that kind of delegitimizes, some of the things that Kendrick has said. Meanwhile, Drake has said that, your son isn't yours, it's your manager's. And then no one's like refuting it at this moment. And so
I mean, there's no proof on that either. To be
there's no proof, but there's no denial. And his wife, fiance, is not following him on social media, but she's following the supposed baby daddy. So it kind of, she's not denying it.
Okay, I have a question.
So it's just like, and then like there's this whole cease and desist thing about Drake, but no one has actually shown paperwork that a cease and desist was filed. So it's like they're making all these allegations against Drake, and Drake is making allegations against them as well. But they're making allegations about things that you can like verify with like paperwork.
Yeah, but there is one thing I will say is some of the Drake's allegations, like for better terms, I'm going to say PDF file.
Yeah,
so you guys.
Yeah.
Kendrick's not the first person to say it, and people are doing their own research. Like everyone had like their own YouTube videos about it.
So here's what I'm gonna say on that. Do I think Drake is that thing? Personally, I do not. But what I do think he is I think he's a groomer and a predator.
I was going to say he is a groomer.
Which is just as bad, but it's a different thing. So it's just as bad. It is just as bad.
I'm about to say it.
Yeah, it is just as bad, but it's a different thing.
What did you say he is?
I would say he's a groomer. He's a
groomer.
So like a groomer is a person that like.
I know what the groomer is.
They wait. They wait for you to come of age.
Mm-hmm.
So
he was
to do
Billie Eilish DMs.
Yeah, before they do whatever they're gonna do. Like a Leonardo DiCaprio. He's like a Leonardo DiCaprio.
He also played it right I think in the sense of he went to Canada and did it there because the age of consent for Canada is 16.
Yeah, and that's another thing. That's another thing. Different countries have different laws as far as age of consent and all that other stuff. So
I'm just saying that girl from Stranger Things was 14 though.
I'm not.
Justin Bieber's ex-girlfriend from when she was a little kid was like 14. Talking about she was texting Drake. Justin Bieber stood no chance. Let's keeping his girl. It's Drake.
I do think Drake is a lot smarter than that, and I think he's a groomer.
He is definitely a groomer.
I think I don't think he's the other. I don't think he's the former, but I definitely think he's a groomer. And that's not any better. I'm not excusing it.
No, it's not.
But I don't think he's gonna. I think he can escape the whatever Nappy called it. I think he can escape that
PDF file.
Yeah, I think he can.
PDF file.
Yeah, I think he can escape that, but he's not escaping the fact that he's definitely a groomer.
Yeah, well, there's also footage of him kissing a 17-year-old girl. Oh, by the way, that girl is now she's 31. I was shocked. She's my age, And she's talking about, oh, it was no big deal. And people are like, oh, God, OVO must have dropped her paycheck as soon as she posted that Instagram post. I was like, what?
But I mean, but like you said, that's another thing. Like, what country did it take in? Like, age of consent, all that.
That was America.
That was America. Well, America, most states is 16, but still, like I said, it's not a good look. No matter what. Like, you can't excuse it. But how old was Drake back then? You said that was like what, 15 years ago? Drake was.
He was 23. The girl was 17. So
okay.
That was what, like a 6-year difference?
That's like college. It's like college freshman.
Yeah, 23 to 17 is not ill.
I don't see that
happens that happens in college all the time.
Ew, no.
It does.
That happens in college all the time. 17-year-old freshmen in college going to a party. Yes, they're hooking up with 22, 23 people that are working on their masters and stuff like that. Yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah, they're getting smashed out. They legal, bro.
It happens.
17 is, I mean,
not 17.
I'm about to say she was 17.
But I'm saying most people are in their freshman year. You know, they go into their freshman year 17. That's that's common. It's more common than people would like to think.
I mean, I understand the Romeo Juliet thing with the rules going all the way up to like 20 to 21, but after 21, like once you hit 21, your teen days are over. Like it's 18 is it. If you're 22, at 23 you shouldn't be messing with a teen at 23.
I think once you're
teens are off limits.
I think once you are 23, you should probably only mess with 20 to 21 year olds. Like they borderline legal to drink.
I mean, at 23, I was going to give a benefit of 20.
I said 20 to 21. I think, you know, once you get 23, once you get to 23, like the 19, 18, 17, you should kind of be done with that. Me personally.
No teens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. 17, 18, 19, you should be done with that. Like, you know.
But yeah, overall though, because of Drake's last so-called diss track, he did drop some bars, but I am going to say that Kendrick seems to be on top. It seems like Drake was burnt out, but at the same time, like Drake was the one claiming that Kendrick couldn't drop, so Kendrick's like, okay, bet. And even though Drake admitted that he fed Kendrick false information about the second child, it's just interesting that he didn't do much with it. I'm like that could have been a whole diss track by itself, but it just...
Well, I think the thing is that the track that he dropped on Friday or Saturday, that was supposed to be the kill shot.
Oh, and
yeah, it was.
Then we got to meet the Grammys and Dane us.
If he would have saved that one for the last one, I think it's more about the timing that it dropped. If that would have been his last song if that would have been the one that he dropped yesterday, I think people would be saying he won.
Yeah, well, it's interesting now because people say fuck
it's
the clubs.
Because it's not just about the disses; it's about the sequence in which they were dropped. So the last one is the most important one in most people's eyes. So, but yeah, Zero. Did you have any thoughts on this? You didn't say anything.
Oh no, I was just listening. It's been a very enjoyable week for me.
Okay.
All of this is very, very funny and very fun. I personally, not necessarily that Kendrick won, in so much that Drake lost. Drake's just easy to hate on. He's easy to not like.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. A lot of people don't like Drake, but
because
he's been doing this thing for the longest. But it's just like Drake probably shouldn't have came at Kendrick.
Yeah, like
Drake didn't come at Kendrick in this particular instance. Kendrick is the one that sparked it.
I thought it was first person shooters at each other. They've been throwing shots.
No, for first person shooter, he acknowledged Kendrick as one of the big three.
But honestly, I never heard of the big three until I heard first person shooter, and honestly, I always thought
the big three has been around for a few years. People have been calling them the big three for a while.
I have not heard that. I only thought of the two last rappers we had left, which was Kendrick and Cole. And much respect to Cole for backing out of the beef, but I'm sorry, you're J. Cole for the summer. your J. Cole
No.
face.
No, I actually understand J. Cole dropping out of the beef because it really didn't have anything to do with him, and he realized that.
Yeah, but still, don't.
He knew it
Yeah.
was going to be more serious. He knew it was going to be more serious than just just bars.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
there's-
It wasn't. It had not like this beef had nothing to do. Like literally had nothing to do with him. He's like basically like an innocent bystander. Because like when Rick Ross and all these other like J. Cole wasn't gonna like. He's cool with Drake, but he's not cool with Drake to the point where he's gonna be going at K. Dot, Rick Ross, and everybody else, Metro Boomin. Like he's not taking on all of Drake's beef. You know.
No, I got you.
You get what I'm saying? Like if it was just like, all right, cool, I just got to go at it with Kendrick, I think Cole would have stayed in it. But there was a thing that Schoolboy Q was like, yeah, this really don't got nothing to do with you. You should back out of this one, and that's really the main reason that he got out of it, because it didn't really have anything. Like it just didn't make sense for him to get into a beef with a whole bunch of people that he really don't got no problem with, because they got a problem with Drake. Like, yeah, he's cool with Drake, but he's not that cool with Drake. Like, he's like, oh, yeah, like, we can collab, we can go on tour, we can hang out sometimes. Like, that's not, like, his, like, best friend or something like that. Like,
I mean, yeah, it kind of discredits first-person shooter a little bit in my eyes, though. Because, I mean, like, first-person shooter, he was, like, honestly, J. Cole was going hard in that song. And,
yeah.
you feel like Muhammad Ali, but...
Yeah, but Muhammad Ali ain't fighting other people's fights. He's not fighting other people's battles. He wasn't going to Vietnam.
Man.
You know, he was.
Do you guys focus on the lyric in the beef or the music aspect of it?
I focus on the lyrics and also the replayability of it. So
some of these beats is trash. I personally don't like the Not Like Us beat. I think it's irritating. I don't like it.
It's very Cali. It's very Cali. So if you're not,
that's
it ain't for me. Yeah, it's not for me. I heard that shit and I'm like, this.
If you're not a Cali West Coaster, yeah, it's not gonna be for you. And
it's bumping in the clubs on Saturday though.
Oh, it's bumping in all them Cali clubs for sure.
Oh yeah,
actually, it was bumping on the East Coast too, in Baltimore too. I was like, damn.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it was on the radio. Yeah, it was on the radio.
I'm sure it is. Like, yeah, it's very West Coasty.
Yeah, but it's like everything's fine. Like it's very funny. Hey, I support them rapping at each other for decades to come, so long as nobody dies. Like I'm all for that.
Nah, but see. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like this is like it's not like the Jay-Z and Nas beef where they kind of like look back on it and we're not going to get that moment in this. There was too much personal shit said, like
right,
yeah,
and that's
the disrespect here was at levels.
It's really like to me.
You gotta fight this man. Like I don't. It's you gotta fight him. You gotta burn some stuff.
My thing.
I'm gonna say you gotta.
To me, ultimately, the winner of this beef is gonna be who ultimately exposed who the most.
Yep.
When we look back at it,
we've seen how social media is creating misinformation. So what do you do about that? Do you say this crowd doesn't count because this information was confirmed to be false? Like for example, Kendrick whole focus on Drake being a pedo.
There's actually videos about that outside of Kendrick, and Kendrick wasn't the only one.
So I think
actually multiple people.
I think the Drake pedo stuff is. I think the Drake pedo stuff is gonna stick, but all the other stuff won't, because unless he has paperwork to go with it, because of the whole daughter thing. I think once he said the daughter thing, it's like unless you can prove it, then it really don't got no weight to it.
I mean, unless this daughter is real,
she's not.
She's not.
Well, she's not. But
that's why. Yeah, but like
at the same time, though, he didn't do nothing with it, though.
He didn't. But my what the fuck was I gonna say? God damn it!
My fault.
No, like the whole daughter thing. You take credibility out, in that phase. And then on the other hand, this nigga been in the game for like a decade plus. If y'all had any inkling that he was a pedophile, y'all waited till 2024 to speak up.
And then the fact that
y'all was out here knowing. No, y'all was
actually,
out
I
here.
said that. I said that in 2016. I actually have proof of me saying that in
I'm not
2017.
talking about fans, Nappy. I'm not talking about fans. I'm
Come
talking
on.
about niggas involved in the beef. I'm talking about the rap niggas that's doing it. I'm talking about the niggas in the industry that's doing it. I don't give a fuck about fans. Like fans can say whatever the fuck they want. I'm talking about the niggas involved in the situation out here calling this shit out. Y'all knew. Y'all, if it is true, y'all knew about it. So y'all.
So what about
just,
Diddy?
I think
we got Diddy.
Same shit.
Well,
Same shit.
people been calling out Diddy for years, but the thing with me, when it comes to K-Dot in particular, is that he kind of exposed himself trying to expose Drake when he's coming out saying he hates pedophiles and all this other stuff. But he was ready to remove his entire catalog.
Say PDF file, man.
Oh, my bad. He was willing to remove his entire catalog for R. Kelly if they removed his music from Spotify.
That was what his managers posted. That was not what Kendrick did. That was his manager.
Well, his manager,
and he backtracked that statement after all the backlash he received.
Hey, there's a person he's the boss of the manager. His manager is not his boss.
Well,
the manager acts at the artist's discretion. It's not like, you know, your manager at work.
Always, particularly if it's true that, like, you know, Kendrick signed one of those very lucrative 360 deals where, like, the label was giving him a manager. The manager works for the label, and the manager makes things happen. Kendrick has no say in the matter.
Yeah, but
that was one of Drake's disses.
But Dr. Dre,
one of Drake's disses, like, bro, you have no control over anything that you do.
But the thing is, Dr. Dre has no ties to R. Kelly. You get what I'm saying? So but
that's Dr. Dre. Like we're not
that's
talking
his.
about.
But I'm saying that's his label, though. He's signed to Dre's label. Is what I'm saying. So
I mean, it's not as though Dr. Dre is a really good candidate here for more morality.
But I'm saying he's not the type to stick his neck out for R. Kelly on Spotify.
Dr. Dre got his own skeletons, so he needs to just keep quiet in general.
Dr. Dre got his own.
My man was on a plan partying, so he doesn't.
Dr. Dre got his own streaming service, so because he's partial owner of Apple Music. So y'all want to pull R. Kelly off of Spotify? Cool, y'all got R. Kelly right here. Come to Apple. You know what I'm saying? He ain't tell Dave Freeze to do that. That's his manager, right? And his son's dad, right? So
I think so. Yeah, I think that's his name. But you know, all that being said, it's still very funny to me to scroll through the internet and seeing the world at large making diss tracks to that Metro Boomin beat. Very funny to me. Like, that's never happened before.
Free beat.
Duolingo got in on it. Like, legitimate brands are getting in on this. That's what I mean by, like, Kendrick may or may not have won. Drake has definitely lost, though. Who can say that? Like, who can say, like, he told Metro to shut up and make some drums, and that's exactly what he did. And he gave it to everybody.
Anyone can rap over it.
That's hilarious.
He still made AI, bro. Like,
you're right on that one, and I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
So there's some points lost, but I'll give him style points. Execution is a little flawed, but style points on itself, like, because that's the only way he could have done anything. Like, he can't rap, so don't get on any tracks, sir. Like, don't do that. So for the next week, I look forward to seeing a variety of people using that track.
All right, cool. So now, guest, you have gotten your vitamin R for today. As far as
vitamin R,
you got your vitamin R on the what's on your mind segment. If you like that, please hit that like button, share this out, hit the notify bell, and we will now go into our topics that are gaming related. Time to get your vitamin G going.
Have topics? I have no idea.
Yeah. So, first topic of today is really a wild one. I think, what is it? So last Thursday, Sony made an announcement that PC players would have to sign up for VPN by May 30th.
And I uninstalled Helldivers 2 after that.
And if they did not decide to create a VPN, I think by June 4th, they would no longer have access to said game. If they did not if they did not make a PSN by then. And this sparked outrage in the PC community. That really tanked the reviews of Helldivers on Steam. They started pushing for refunds, and Steam started granting them. But then on top of that, a bunch of other issues got exposed as far as regions that PSNs are not available in, and the fact that PlayStation sold the game to those regions, knowing that they were going to enact this policy. And it didn't just, it even affected parts of the United States territories, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, Guam. They wouldn't be able to play Helldivers anymore because you can't have a PSN.
You have to buy a PlayStation 5 to create the account.
Yeah, that's another thing. Some countries you were able to create a PSN, but you could only create a PSN if you actually owned a PlayStation 5. You weren't allowed to create a PSN from a PC. So it was creating a bunch of issues where in over 200 countries, people would not be able to have access to this game. 179 countries, people would not be able to have access to the game in any way, shape, or form. And 200 plus, they would not be able to have access because they would have to buy a $500 console just to create a PSN.
Wait, do you actually need to buy a console to create a PSN?
In some countries, yes. In some countries, yes.
Yeah, so they said in total this affected a little bit over 170 countries.
179 as far as they wouldn't be able to have an account, period.
So which means they can't play the fucking game. Which if they had already bought the game and were playing,
so that didn't
update, they would not be able to play the game.
Yeah, the 179 did not include the ones where you had to have a PlayStation to create a PSN.
Yeah, and also that's why Steam actually said they were about to take Helldivers off of the market in those regions because Steam realized, like, damn.
No, they already did remove they already removed the game. So before
everyone refunds.
Before PlayStation made the announcement, that Sunday, all of those regions were removed from being able to purchase the game. I don't know if they can still act, but I know they can no longer purchase it, and it hasn't been reversed yet. And then
it has been reversed.
I'm talking about the purchase. The purchase. I don't know if people can purchase the game yet in those regions again. But then Sony made an announcement Sunday evening that they were reversing their decision and they will no longer require a PSN for Helldivers 2. I think a lot of that just because, one, they did upset the community, but two, this would have turned into a class action lawsuit for sure for all those people that lost access to their game. So that happened, and yeah, it's just been a crazy week. So as our resident PC person who's already kind of been interjecting, what is your thoughts on all this, Nappy?
I uninstalled Helldivers 2 when I first heard about this because I'm not making a PSN account. I was like, this is some bullshit. So me and my friends were like, man, fuck it, we'll move on. We'll find a different game. It's honestly really sad for all the people who don't have PlayStation 5s in those certain countries where they have to have it in order to make the account. And it's actually even sadder for people who straight up just don't have PlayStation Network. It's like, why would you do this to people? That's just like PC is like one of the things of freedom, and Sony needs to understand, like, if you fuck with PC's freedom, they're not going to purchase your products. Like, it's not only that, but the other Samurai Ninja game that's about to come out on PC that was popular on PlayStation 4. They said for the multiplayer portion of that game, you actually have to have a PlayStation Network account. What was that? What was that damn game? Because I had my wish list, but now I'm not getting it anymore because of that. Because they said the multiplayer portion, you have to have a PlayStation Network account.
Oh, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
But
Ghost of
there is a
Tsushima.
difference in that. So Ghost of Tsushima Legend is separate from Ghost of Tsushima's video game.
You have no choice. It automatically comes with the game. You can't buy the story mode without the multiplayer. It's all one package. So this team already announced that, like, hey, just to give you guys a heads up,
Yeah,
Ghost of
but you
Tsushima's
should be able.
multiplayer, you are going to need a PSN
But
account.
good.
Yeah. So yes, I could. They said you should be able to play Ghost of Tsushima from beginning to end for the single player, but the multiplayer they say like you have to make a PSN account, and that alone already was like no.
So
Why Ghost of Tsushima?
So my question to you in this instance is I understand on the Helldivers side, being that Helldivers didn't launch with you needing to have a PSN, and then they sold to regions that weren't even capable of having a PSN, and then 3 months later telling them that they need one. But in Ghost of Tsushima's case, they're letting you know on the front end. And is this an issue that you have with other publishers who also require you to have an account, like Ubisoft or
Yes.
Rockstar? So you don't play any of those games on your PC either, or is there like some sort of workaround that you use or something like that?
So I will say with GTA 5, you kind of do need Rockstar, but I usually play role playing servers, so it kind of there's a way to mitigate and get around that because I'm
Okay.
not going on Rockstar's account. I'm really just making my own, going onto one of the custom role playing servers. But I
Okay.
haven't done that in like 2 years. And as far as Assassin's Creed goes, Assassin's Creed's been meh. Far Cry series has been meh because I really hate Ubisoft as a launcher. Like I don't want a Ubisoft launcher. And it's like one of the things with like PC is like we want just one launcher. We kind of understand the importance of having multiple launchers because Steam can't be the one and only monopoly, which is why I'm okay with Epic Games. But if I can launch a game through Steam, it should not have to open up any other launchers for that game to run.
Yeah, I do hate
Now,
I do hate that you buy a game on Steam and then another launcher opens.
yes. So
I know what you mean there.
At first like me and my friends when we heard the news we're like, oh well, PlayStation Network, they have crossplay, so it makes sense. But then we quickly realized you don't need a PlayStation Network account to make crossplay work. So why the fuck are you forcing us to make PlayStation accounts now?
Yeah.
Like, no, we got Steam accounts. It's okay. We like our little circle bubble with a little molecule attached to another molecule attached to another molecule. Man, the H2O. We don't need the PlayStation Network account. We ain't trying to boost PlayStation numbers as this how many active users we have. No. We're Steam players, man. Screw you.
Yeah, I know they're yeah, of course they're trying to boost their MAUs, but I was just curious if you do have those accounts for the other third party publishers that are on Steam. I wouldn't say third. Well, I don't know what they are.
I mean, so their biggest
Steam.
one is Ubisoft, but first it was
Xbox don't have it.
Origins. I forgot all about Origins. Origins was one of the big candidates, but Origin just said, "Fuck it, man. We give up," and they just released all their games on Steam.
Well,
they tried to compete, and they had it where you have to launch Origin along with Steam.
When it comes to Omar's
Xbox
question,
don't do that.
What you say?
well, yeah, I was about to answer your question on that, Omar. The difference with Xbox is that in order to even get on Steam, you already have a Microsoft account. So it's not like they're not asking you to create something that you don't already have. Like you're just using the same Microsoft account. You're not creating a new Microsoft account.
I mean, you technically can.
You can, but I'm just saying for most people, it's not an extra step for them. Like they already their Microsoft account is already.
Well, yeah, we do because we have Windows. Unless you're one of the very few people that runs Linux.
Yeah.
So, but honestly, when it comes to Xbox games, I don't honestly get them through Game Pass anyway. I don't see the point of getting them on Steam, and because Xbox market is relatively accessible, Like Halo, like the only game I probably got on the Steam version is probably Halo Master Chief Collection. That's because the Steam version is a lot more easier to mod compared to the actual Microsoft version. But other than that, like I honestly see little to no point of getting like a Steam version of an Xbox exclusive game, especially if it's on Game Pass. It kind of like defeats the purpose, unless I really, really like the game
Wait,
and really want to own it.
don't you need the Xbox account for Game Pass?
Yeah, you do. So, but that's the thing is like it's his own launcher. I don't like It's no point for me to get an Xbox game on Steam because I could just get it on the Xbox. Xbox can run it independently without Steam being turned on. That's
So,
more it's more resources that's available for my PC, and I've kind of already had a Microsoft account to begin with. So I'm kind of like it's like yeah, if it's kind of weird because it's like yeah, you can force me to play it. Plus all like the say for instance games that are on Steam that are like through Xbox, like that's strictly a single player game or something. It's not forcing me to have a PlayStation Network account. I mean, and there's ways around it. So it's a I don't know. I honestly don't like multiple accounts, but I mean, I think the only reason why I'm okay with Xbox is because I already have the account, and I'm cool with the Xbox launcher because I already have Game Pass and I can just launch my games strictly through there. PSN, I can't really do that. PSN account is just there
so
just to be there. It's not like they have a PC4 shop.
all PlayStation should do is create their own launcher and then they're golden or what?
If they would have
They
started off with their
wouldn't
own
be.
launch,
They wouldn't be
they start off with their
golden.
own launcher. The thing about that is like there's already so many launchers, and it's really hard to get a PC base to accept a launcher. Like we accept Epic Games because they gave us free games every other week.
Yeah, but I
That's
say
honestly that's like the biggest reason. And now it's just like Epic Games is like, okay, we cool.
yeah,
Steam's the GOAT. It's just the GOAT. Fuck
like people.
Ubisoft. I'm sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'm about to say people are not willing to leave Steam. I think Microsoft is a dark horse if they get the Microsoft Store perfect. You know, people like have like this outside eye on Microsoft, but no one's looking for a new launcher. Like Steam is it for them for some reason.
Yeah, plus all your games are in one library. It's easy to connect all your friends.
Like
Now, we do understand the importance of having another launcher. Like the biggest one that no one talks about that's like really, really credible, especially during this time, is GOG because GOG is the only place where you can buy a game and it's DRM free. I mean, yeah, so hey, if you guys really want DRM free games, go on GOG.
yeah, so yeah, like if PlayStation had its own launcher, then people who are PlayStation fans would tap into that, but most PC gamers would not. Most of them, unless there's some sort of perk that drove them over to do so.
The other way I can see a PlayStation 4 launcher being successful is they start releasing their exclusive on that PlayStation portal, if they or whatever or app,
which they 100% should do. If they did their exclusives day and date on their launcher and then release them to Steam a year later, then that would give people a reason. But even still, a lot of PC gamers are stubborn and they would just wait a year.
I mean, we got a lot of games to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a Dark Souls plushie game that can hold me on my attention span for a good 3 months.
Yeah, so I mean, people will wait for things to come to Steam. That's just kind of how they operate. Unless you make your store just that fantastic and your launcher just that amazing that it actually like is better than it has to be better than Steam at this point.
I mean, but that's the thing. Steam was nowhere near perfect when it first started.
But I'm saying at this point right now, it has to be better than Steam for people to leave Steam because people love Steam as their primary launcher.
Do you know how many games I have in my library?
It's the launchers are literally right next to each other. It's 2 fucking clicks. Click, click.
No. What I'm saying is that like
no one's telling you to abandon your library of games.
My friends are connected to my Steam friends is extremely convenient and easy. majority of all of our games that we use to connect is on Steam.
Yeah.
Like the Steam ecosystem is just baked in so perfectly into my PC as far as my gaming library. Like I do not know a PC player who does not have Steam.
Yeah, I'm not disputing any of that, but I'm just saying it's like it's nothing to have two launchers right next to each other. It's just double click. Like it's not, but it's like, but I said I get it. People are at this point. People need something that's like undeniably better in order to transition to even consider moving from Steam to whatever that launcher is. Because there are other launchers out there that are great, but people
My question is, why are people acting that they need to drop Steam if, like, for example, PlayStation release their own, or Xbox, or whoever? Can't they have it both?
Yeah, you can have as many you can have as many launches as you want.
I mean, well, like I said, Xbox
you can have 15 launches if you want.
Steam. Well, that's disgusting.
You can,
but I mean, so the thing about Xbox is one of those publishers that do release on Steam and Xbox Game Pass, and they do at least give you the option, because the biggest thing about PC players is, again, freedom. We like the freedom to do what we want when we want. Do not restrict us to certain things. Now, I think that if PlayStation, this whole PlayStation Network thing, like if they were to make their own launcher where you could launch the game that way and give us the exclusives, then sure, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will gravitate towards it, because Sony, like, they're not as bad as Nintendo, but they are really strict with their IPs. But then it still doesn't address the bigger thing of with this whole situation. Going back to the other situation is there are countries that straight up don't have PlayStation Network accounts available for their regions. It's just like Steam's already there. Steam gave them the ability to access Helldivers 2. Like, even if PlayStation Network was to create their own launcher, like, would it be available in these other countries that don't have PlayStation Network right now? So, and also, even though it's really scummy and it's really weird that Helldivers 2 apparently originally was going to launch with this PlayStation Network thing requirement.
Yeah.
They had to scrap it, but they honestly thought the game wasn't going to be as big as it was going to be.
No, basically, what happened is because how it launched. It didn't launch well with, whatchamacallit. The thing is, Arrowhead knew about this for 6 months before release. Heck, they even said it in the Steam page.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but I mean, you can know it and all that other stuff, but if you know it, why did you sell it to regions that wouldn't be able to make a PSN?
But this thing, if you're a person, would you not pay attention to what you're buying? At least I would.
I mean,
if you're a multi-billion corporation, wouldn't you not subject yourself to litigation to selling your game to countries that wouldn't be able to play it 3 months later?
It depends.
Who has more to lose? The person giving up $40 or the company that could be sued for literally hundreds of millions?
The only company that's doing this?
Yes.
Naturally,
yes.
They're
the only ones that have fumbled like this. Yes. That is a huge fumble to sell games to a region that won't be able to play them. Yes, they're the only ones doing that.
Then they fucked up with this one. But what they didn't fuck up with is people not reading. Or people not realizing that, yes, this is gonna be paid for, you need a PlayStation Plus. Because Steam literally advertised it as such. It's not like they all of a sudden did it.
I can't agree with you on that one. Steam did not advertise as you need a PlayStation Network account. They said it was published by PlayStation. That's all they said. I'm about to say, it's not like everyone's out here reading the terms of service. We know dang old well you did not read the terms of service. You just hit agree.
I have the screenshot right here where it literally says that, yes, you need a PlayStation account for it.
With the day of release?
See, that's the issue with the whole screenshot thing. I was like, who has a screenshot from the day the game released? Like I've seen the screenshots that you're talking about, But unless the screenshot is like a pre-order screenshot or, you know, like a screenshot from the week it released, it really doesn't really hold much validity to it, because if they put the notice up there, you know, this week and people screenshot it,
announcement.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's I've seen the screenshots that you're talking about, but it's just like there's no timestamp of when the screenshot's taken, so it's kind of there's no way to verify its validity.
To me, what it comes down to, Arrowhead should have advertised it better, and PlayStation as well. Like, they should have put it literally on the front of the page. Look, guys, this game was supposed to be launching with PlayStation Plus as a must, but because of the servers issue, we have decided not to do it right as of right now. However, like, does it take a genius to create something like that? Or
I mean, I wouldn't
yourself in the foot with this one.
I wouldn't put any of this on Arrowhead. It is literally Sony's game.
No, it's literally Arrowhead, because they literally had 6 months.
It is Sony's game. It is their IP. Arrowhead is just acting in the direction that Sony is providing them. So I wouldn't put anything on Arrowhead.
How would you not put it on Arrowhead when a PlayStation literally told Arrowhead, you need this to be with PlayStation Plus, and they said okay, and then
because being that it's Sony's game, it is Sony's job to communicate. Not only to Arrowhead, it is their job to communicate to the customer. It's their job to advertise it. It is their game.
That's what I'm saying. It's on Arrowhead.
But I think about the big thing is that one developers, he did say like the ball was out of his hands. Like, so I guess when the Arrowhead accepted Sony's donations and said Sony has a right, they have to do what Sony says. So if Sony tells them do not say anything about the PlayStation Network, then what?
That's what I'm saying. It is so. That's what I'm saying. It's Sony's responsibility to communicate all these things, because it is literally their game. It's not like it's like a shared IP. It's Sony's IP. It's their game.
Yeah, and it's not like Arrowhead hasn't been communicating with its players, with all of its Helldivers. Trust me, he's on Twitter. He tweets about all the time. He jokes about how he trolls people in certain worlds, about the game master saying, "Oh, this guy's was like he having a good day." Let me ruin that real quick.
You get what I'm saying though, Omar? Like, if it was like a deal where it's like, where like Arrowhead owns like 40% of the IP and Sony owns 60%, then yeah, you could say like, oh yeah, Arrowhead they share some stake in this. But Sony owns that. It's 100% their IP. Like, they could take this IP away from Arrowhead and give it to another developer and be like, we want you to develop this game for us, you know, or continue to service the live service portion of this game. Like, they could take away the contract from Arrowhead as soon as the contract, you know, is fulfilled and move it to another developer. They could move it in-house. They could do whatever they wanted. They could say, hey, Bungie, take over the live service of this game at some point if they really wanted to. It's not Arrowhead's game.
I see. Yeah. So PlayStation or Sony fuck up is not informing to the public in big letters that this is what's going to happen. Right?
I'm actually going through their Helldivers community page tab and like going all the way back from day one to even before the game started. I still don't see where it says you need a PlayStation Network account. I actually, very first post that they posted, Jesus, goes back to September 22nd, 2023. Because this is usually where all of the, I went back all the way back to September 22nd, 2023. Control F. I don't see nothing that says PlayStation Network account. And I got the whole community tab open. Mm-hmm. I'm scrolling through it right now. I don't see anything that says you need a PlayStation Network account. All they do is they talk about fight for democracy.
Yeah, they just stuck to the advertising, you know.
Yeah, I mean they did post out network
Buzzwords.
requirements. Yeah, they have. I haven't seen. I control F it. I don't see anything that says PSN. Actually, let's see. I think I might. Where does it say it? Okay, so it's scanning.
But while you're looking, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this over to the PlayStation guy who's already kind of been talking about it. Omar, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I said what I said. With PlayStation, they should have advertised it better. And also, I asked Nappy, now that he knows what PlayStation is doing, he's gonna make a stance. But then you can blame PlayStation for not advertise it. That's absolutely. But you can't blame them for doing what every other publisher is doing.
Yeah, but what you can blame Sony for is doing it 3 months later. If it was that
Yeah,
important,
that's why I said.
if it was that important to them, they should have waited. They should have waited to release the game until that that requirement was ready.
If they implemented day one with how atrocious the service was, they would have been eviscerated. So they're gonna situation them if you do them if you don't.
Well, that may not be the case because it's 179 countries that wouldn't have been able to play the game. So that's a lot of potential customers that may have not overloaded those servers. I mean, hypothetically speaking. So if they had the PSM requirement from the jump, they would have had a lot less potential customers.
What we don't know is when they put this rule in that you need an account.
We do. It started on Thursday.
I mean, if they said it beforehand or not, that's what I'm saying.
There's a community note that somebody posted when someone asked, "Do I need a PlayStation account?" They said that you won't need one at launch.
Okay, so I found one post, but it doesn't directly say you need a PlayStation account for PC. It just says PlayStation account required. Gameplay requires internet access and a pay for a PlayStation Plus membership sold separately on PS5.
But
PlayStation Plus membership subject to reincur subscription. So yeah, this is so the only thing that says PSN account requires that has the basic statement of saying if you're playing on PlayStation, you need a PSN account with a PlayStation Plus membership subscription on PS5, but it doesn't say anything on PC. So, and then going up, it says the same thing. Going up, and then okay, so it says that you need a PlayStation account required for PlayStation 5 player. So basically, that's what it's saying. It doesn't say you need a PlayStation 5 account for PC players. So it's pretty interesting. It doesn't directly say that you need a PlayStation Network account for PC. It just has it has the same text going all the way up, and then after that, they just took it off completely.
So it's basically it's just messy communication all across the board, basically.
Yeah. It couldn't have happened.
But yeah, it doesn't directly say that you need a PlayStation Network account for PC though. It said it for PlayStation 5, so I'm not sure, but either way, still.
Now we know what the standing was, and the stance is, and we now know that other games are gonna launch with multiplayer. You're gonna need a PlayStation Plus account for it.
Yeah, because
Network account, not PlayStation Plus. If they make me pay for it, oh fuck you.
Yeah, you're gonna need a PSN at some point because ultimately, what it is PlayStation is attempting to get their MAUs up. So that's the whole thing behind the PSN is really getting those MAUs up. But I'm going to throw it over to the messy one over there, Jubei. What are your thoughts on this whole weekend fiasco we had with PlayStation and them ultimately bending the knee to the PC player?
They had no choice but to bend the knee, bro. I'm glad, they they made it so people that bought the game weren't asked out. Like that's just a huge PR hit. Because I mean, the game had numbers, and I don't know what the numbers would come from those countries affected, but it would definitely go down for sure. My biggest thing is it's like,
wait, there is the
You're getting
double
feedback.
volume.
Yeah, you're getting
Yeah.
feedback on your side.
shit.
Is it from Nappy? Yeah, it's from you, Nappy.
Oh shit!
It is from Nappy.
My fault.
Got me out here looking like a villain. All right. Yeah, like how do you botch this though? Like, why would you take like this game has been nothing but goodwill since it came out, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how do you like torpedo that with this dumb decision?
How do you do it? I would say Sony didn't expect the game to be as successful as it is, and I think they kind of got a little too excited about increasing, like how much they could increase their MAUs with Helldivers. And they rushed out and told them, "Hey, I need this PSN thing ASAP," and they didn't. And whoever is the manager who gave that direction to Arrowhead did not look at the implications of what a PSN would mean, because typically they're just now dealing with PC. So he's probably not thinking about those other regions that, don't have access. Like, he's just thinking, if we can get all these people on Helldivers right now to have PSNs, then our MAUs jump up to this particular number. He or she probably did not even consider all of the implications that came with this demand that they were going to make this week.
Right. Yeah, like whoever was directed, like, you knew people weren't going to be able to play this game. Like, that's crazy.
I don't think they knew. You gotta think about it. Like, Sony's
No.
been closed off. Sony's been closed off for so long. No, Sony's been a closed ecosystem for so long.
Listen,
it is possible.
Somebody's job to know what countries this game is shipping in. It is absolutely somebody's job.
I'm saying, but I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the person who made that made the call to say get these PSNs active. I'm saying that person may have not knew. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not buying that. That's too convenient.
It is convenient, but but that's a huge legal like taking the game from 179 countries and giving them 30 days notice is a hell of a legal ramification coming down the pipeline. Like, that's a hell of a lawsuit.
That's a hell of ass whoopings.
I don't.
You think some head rolled with this one?
I think some heads rolled in a sense, but I think there's a level of ignorance over there at Sony because they just don't deal with PC like that. This is their first time dealing with it.
I have a question. Is this like, does that new CFO is now the CEO yet?
Yeah, he's officially took over. Yeah, Jim Ryan is 100% out the building. Yeah, he's officially. It's 100% his show.
You on my shit list right now, man. I thought you was gonna make Sony better. I thought they said he was gonna make Sony do a 180. What's going on with you, man?
No, he didn't say he was gonna make them better. He said he's gonna make them make money. He's going to get the money machine rolling.
Look, okay, you trying to get my numbers? You go, PC players, we don't like that shit. We don't fuck like that. You don't be forced us to make accounts just to play your games, man. We can play some other stuff. Helldivers 2, man, we love it.
You can't escape it, especially with literally after the fiasco we got in news that Ghost of Tsushima Legends, you're gonna need PSN for account for it.
Oh god, people already caught wind of that, and people are like, you know what, fuck it. We haven't played this game for so long. We got plenty of other samurai games to play.
So I'm gonna throw it to our most level-headed one of the group. Zero, what is your thoughts on this whole PSN situation that happened over the weekend?
Yeah, he's always a level-headed person.
It's a little unfortunate from Sony and Arrowhead side. Like, there's so much about all of the stuff that's happening. So, like, I think it'll take some levels of recap for everybody to get a clear sense of, like, the calendar of how things started to how things ended up. But because I remember sort of Arrowhead dev been talking, and I don't know if some of the stuff he's saying what he was supposed to say, or maybe he wasn't supposed to say, or maybe there was stuff that he didn't know. However.
Arrowhead devs were talking. They said this wasn't our decision. You need to go talk to Sony about that.
Yeah,
I meant straight through Sony under the
but
bus.
then like
straight dead.
Don't kill us.
Yeah. But like that exists as true in the sense that Sony has not said anything to dispute that. Not that they couldn't, but why would they? It's like there's no need to internally fight amongst yourselves. I understand that. But I don't understand Sony's positioning on this. My first initial thought is, why do we need it? Like for what reason? And it's largely not necessary because as it stands for today, it's not getting it.
Yeah.
So you don't really need it. Right? Like,
it's all about MAUs. That's the need. That's why Sony needs it. They need the MAUs.
Yeah,
for shareholders.
It's not
they're
Sony
free.
only. Every company is doing it.
Well, but the thing about the argument behind every company is doing it is that it becomes a straw that breaks the camel's back situation. Where
like people already pissed off at Ubisoft.
Right, people are already pissed off at Ubisoft. People are already pissed off at Microsoft. People are already pissed off at Apple.
Yeah,
and
I need
wide
a PlayStation. I need a Microsoft account to play TFT on PlayStation.
Right.
Yeah,
but don't look at it as like, oh, people are trying to beat up on Sony. Sony is just the latest in a long line of frustrations that pushed people over the edge. And it was like, you know what? Screw it. I can't deal with this anymore. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Like, I'm already tired of doing this. And I think that's fair. Because I disagree on the idea that, like, that you have to be fair to companies. Because companies aren't people. They're just companies. I don't have to be fair to any blind organization. I really don't. Like, I can praise Nintendo all day for all the stuff that they do, and Sony can do the exact same thing, and I can hate Sony for it. It might make me a hypocrite, that's fine, but like nobody's effectively getting hurt in this, because these companies aren't people. I'm not hurting anybody's feelings. I'm not taking any food out of anybody's mouths. I just don't like it when Sony does it, and so I'm not fair in that way. But we don't have to be fair to them, because quite frankly, they aren't fair to us on any regular basis.
I would say it's not fair to the consumer to sell it to me and then tell me that I have to create an account 3 months later, and then me be in a country or even in a territory where I can't actually get a PSN. Like that's not fair. Like
and Sony can sit up here and say too bad, and the world will just continue to spin, and people will have to get over that because that's the rule that Sony made, right? Like that.
And that was the talk. That was the talk before the decision was reversed. The talk amongst the community, there were people who were saying, this is
too
wrong.
Bad, so sad.
Yeah, but a lot of people were saying, too bad, so sad. Deal with it, and that's what Sony has been doing for a long time. So
and any company is free to do that. And so from the PC players, like to me, it is not the biggest issue. But I'm not going to stand in your way if you don't want it. So, applause to you, PC players. You didn't want a thing, and now that thing isn't happening. And this is what we always talk about when it comes to gaming, right? We don't want a thing. We do our best to make sure that thing doesn't happen. It does not always work out well in our favor, but occasionally, and this is proof of it, it does. And it generally puts batteries in people's back for when other companies do stuff like this, that they push back on it again.
Occasionally.
Okay, like listen, Stellar Blade is still selling to rave reviews, so like those folks didn't seem to get what they wanted. Okay, not everybody's gonna get what they want. But I don't hate on the PC. I can't hate on the PC players for being like, we don't want it. And quite frankly, we don't even have to have a rational reason for why we don't want it. We just don't want it. Like you're selling a product to me. Yeah, I don't need
to play a game.
Yeah. I don't need your product. You need me to buy your product.
Yeah, so, and a lot of people start uninstalling that shit.
Yeah,
you don't want people uninstalling your game.
And the thing is, they get to see those numbers too. They not only get to see the complaints and the refunds, they see the uninstalls too.
Yeah. So like, and to a larger point, Sony's really got to be better about this if they're going to play in this PC market. Right, like you've got to have better communication with this type of stuff. If you're going to lean a bit more into what the live service industry is, and PC is going to be this sort of, sunset on the horizon, you got to step it up and be better about this. Because you will learn very hard lessons like you've done with Helldivers 2, because this was completely avoidable. This was completely avoidable. That this even happened is ridiculous. Like, it makes absolutely no sense that a bunch of C-suite executives just made some random call for whatever reason, and didn't just give it a moment of thought, or even if they didn't listen to the people who were telling them like how this is probably going to go.
I mean, this has always been with companies, right? Out of touch with reality.
Not always. It ebbs and flows depending on what company it is and how it works. But some things are, to me, simple.
There is absolutely a disconnect between the gamers and the companies. Like, nobody asked for paper online. We just got it.
No. What it would be like is if PS6 couldn't connect to the internet. The idea being, who would make this decision based on what? What evidence do you have? What proof are you showing? Like, again, I understand companies trying to force to make money. That's simple. That's the reason why they do things. That's the reason why they want pay online. Outside of, like, you can make arguments about servers and stuff, sure. But inevitably, it's just like, we want to make more money, guys. And, like, we're going to try it and try it and try it until you get used to it. And now you're here. Like, the only thing the PSN account is coming to PC. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
What do you mean?
The whole Helldivers thing, it's coming. Like, Sony isn't going to not do this just because they failed the one time.
Helldiver, but Ghost of Tsushima is coming, yeah.
No, the PSN is still coming to Helldivers. That's not, but it's just not going to be a mandatory thing. Like, it's going to be optional.
And quite frankly, if Helldivers 3 comes out, I would almost guarantee it'd be mandatory.
I mean, it's just
like,
honestly,
Helldivers is the first. Yeah, it's just the first shot off the bow. And just because they miss does not mean we're done with this.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and everybody should know that. And PC players will fight tooth and nail for as long as they can. And if they're successful, good on them. History has shown that they probably won't be. But they'll put up one hell of a fight.
All right, we will.
And that'll be cool because, like everybody's saying, there's launchers for literally everything. And that's part of it. Like, I'm just tired, bro. Like, I'm just tired. It really doesn't take a lot. It's just one more stupid thing that I have to do. Like, it's not about the ease. It's about my annoyance level. I have to sign in for everything. Literally everything.
You know what this reminds me of? When PlayStation fucked up and promised, I say fucked up in terms of PR, promised free upgrade for Forbidden West.
Yeah.
And then tried to take it back.
Yep.
And then what they did, they made every upgrade after it $10.
Exactly. Like, we learned our lesson once. Doesn't mean we're not going to do it.
We're going to see that same exact thing now with this PSN situation. Yes, Helldivers is going to be a game that it's not going to have mandatory PSN, but the next game, it absolutely will.
And the thing is, Sony has done a lot to garner a lot of distrust from the PC community. They've had bad ports. And now this PSN issue, like, I don't know how forgiving PC gamers are, and I don't
know. They will hold on to shit for a long period of time.
So I don't.
They are some of the most stubbornest motherfuckers.
So I mean, we can say, I mean, you're right. It's coming, but like, is the damage already done with the PC community to where the PC community is just like, we we just don't care about your games.
They
That's
If
gonna
they don't care about their
that
game, then they don't care about their game. Simple.
I
yeah.
think you just need a new batch of PC gamers to pop up to sort of change that.
I mean,
You know, if we ask in another 5 to 10 years, that's a whole new slew of gamers who might not necessarily have the same animosity that the previous ones did.
possibly.
Yeah, I mean, look at us now. We're all complaining about all these microtransactions. They just waited a couple years, and new slow gamers are using microtransactions.
No one cares. Like the kids need, kids need to have the new Fortnite skins. Like I need those skins. Where we were like, I don't want any of this.
Yeah.
I mean, we still bitch and complain about it, but the youth, not so much.
They found a way to remove it. Like it's no longer pay to win microtransaction for the most part. It's now skin only.
Yeah, or if Sony manages to make a kick-ass game, that usually lessens people's like, I do really want to play this game though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I would say they've definitely hurt their relationship with the PC gamer. And it's gonna be interesting to see, especially considering outside of Helldivers, a lot of their IPs haven't necessarily sold well on PC. So it's just gonna.
The Last of Us was a terrible PC port to the point where people were asking like, why is this game so difficult to run?
Yeah, so Horizon Zero Dawn didn't launch well on PC. I think Days Gone had its issues. I think Ratchet and Clank is the only one that launched like really clean lately.
No, Forbidden West launched well.
What do you say will launch well?
Forbidden West.
Forbidden West had bugs.
No, Forbidden West did not launch well.
Okay.
So Forbidden West, they actually had to release an update, and then how they fixed it was basically allow you to preload all the shaders the first time you run the game. It was a very long process, but it made it so much better.
They literally bought Nixus for this shit.
Yeah, but Nixus is only but so big they can't handle the entire PlayStation catalog and get all they do select ports. They don't do all of them.
Yeah, and also the Ratchet and Clank. Okay, I'll say the Ratchet and Clank was a smooth release. The only reason why you may hear about problems was because people were seeing if that game can run on a regular hard drive. That's not SD.
Yeah, but
that was just people testing the capabilities of the game running on the HD device, HD hard drive rather than SSD.
But yeah, I think Ratchet was like the last. Ratchet and Days Gone are like the two most complete, but Days Gone had its issues. But I think Ratchet was like the best one so far.
Yeah, and which is why again, if you're gonna take this PC thing serious, Sony, then take it seriously. Get the job done. Do it.
So I mean, they have a lot of hiccups with PC, and I'm just wondering, is the relationship at the point where it's just like people are not really willing to deal with them?
I mean, they got good single. If I could play their single play, I think as long as we could play their single player games without PlayStation Network account, as far as multiplayer games go, we can honestly live without them.
Yeah, but God of War didn't do gangbusters. Horizon didn't do gangbusters. Like that's what I'm saying. It just hasn't happened yet. I'm not saying it won't happen, but it just hasn't happened yet, and a lot of the games just haven't launched well as far as being like a clean experience.
I'll say I'll take that. God of War was actually a very clean experience. The people were surprised at how optimized that game was.
Yeah,
I have to give it to God of War.
Yeah, I didn't.
What about Spider-Man?
Spider-Man
had issues where basically it was doing a RAM linkage. So the more you play the game, the more RAM utilization it does, to the point where there was data spillage and it would cause the game to crash, and it will actually severely slow the frame rate. But they fixed that within 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think we sat on this one long enough. We could jump into the next topic. Probably won't be nearly as long.
Topic? Okay.
Yeah, we got other topics. Yeah. Throw this timestamp on real fast. All right.
The only topic I saw was this topic. I had no idea there are other topics.
I posted the two main topics, but the next topic is Starfield getting a 60 frames per second mode.
Oh yeah.
So
also vehicles.
Yeah. So
not in this update, but that's
so
in the future.
there's an update releasing this month where Starfield is getting a 60 frames per second update. They also announced that they are going to be doing an update where you get land vehicles and the cities will actually have maps, which is kind of retarded that a game doesn't have maps.
The worst maps I've ever used in the game.
So, I mean, the maps are coming on the 15th, so that's all part of that. The only thing we're not getting is the land vehicles.
So
right now,
Are they also giving you a new map with the game?
Yeah, they're giving you new maps. Yeah, like you get like in-city maps and stuff.
Congratulations, because I read I had the map for atrocious.
Yeah,
it is.
So, big update for Starfield. And they also announced mod support is coming, and you know we'll see. I'm guessing mod support will come with the Shattered Space DLC. Pretty big news for Starfield. It looks like this game launched much more incomplete than we wanted to give credit for. So yeah, it's just interesting to see. I know a lot of people, including me, you know, just kind of fell on the sword of 30 frames per second being the developer's choice. Interesting tidbit is that the 60 frame per second mode, I believe, is only for the Series X. There's no 60 frames per second mode coming to the Series S.
They should have bended this, bro. Like cut it. Like there needs to be separation. If you have a Series S, you gotta know exactly what the fuck you're getting.
Is this Xbox saying no more parity clause then?
I really hope so.
I think the parity clause died with Baldur's Gate 3.
If one of your biggest IP is not getting 60 FPS on Series X, that should mean the end of the parity clause.
Yeah, I think the parity clause died with Baldur's Gate 3. I think at this point it's more so about offering a comparable experience, but not a one-for-one experience.
I'm about to say, because I mean, PlayStation said that they offer 4K 60, and I haven't seen that yet.
But yeah, it's pretty cool to see that Starfield is finally getting these modes. I don't like that you're shipping games, especially games that have collector's editions that are not quite complete yet. That was kind of my take on seeing this. It should have the not having the maps and not having 60 frames per second like day one. I could understand not having 60 frames per second day one, in the sense that you may want your game to look as beautiful as possible when it launches. You don't want people putting it in the highest frame rate mode and then trying to be like, oh, this game looks like crap, and like find like, you know, all these little issues with your game. So maybe you drop it down to 30 at launch, at a lock 30, so that your game looks as beautiful as possible when it launches. I could see that being a thing. But the other stuff, yeah, that was my biggest takeaway. I like the direction that Starfield's going in. I do think it's gonna be, you know, a generational game when it's all said and done. I think people are gonna be playing it 5-10 years from now, same way they're playing Elder Scrolls to the same one that is years old. I think people still be playing Starfield the same way as the mod support kicks in. So I do think it's one of those quote unquote games of a generation that people will be playing 10 years from now. But beyond that, it's good to see that it's going in the right steps. Captain Xbox, how are you feeling about all this news as it pertains to Starfield?
I'm just happy. I'm happy that we're getting it. Like I kind of held off on really playing it. Not that I mind not that I'm minding 30 frames in it. Like it was fine, but I'm like, it might happen. So I kind of added it to the backlog. With everything else that I'm not playing, but just like Redfall, like now that it's getting a 60 FPS option, it's gonna be more of a hey, that's the playlist for sure kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm excited for the DLC that's coming. Yeah, like I don't try to get bored or anything. It's just more so that I'm kind of 60 FPS.
Yeah.
They can figure out Redfall. They should have been able to figure out this too.
Yeah, and they did.
Redfall, like the 60 FPS, like there's no change in like the graphics or whatever. There's no downgrade from what was there. So I was like, oh, okay. So what was going on? But this can't be a thing. Like I don't want to be a beta tester for these games, and then they come out like, oh yeah, it's those originally like 6 months down the road.
Yeah, we're beta testers for way too many games. Yeah,
it ties into even CCs, like having like higher fucking settings on PlayStation or some shit like that. And I'm like, why? It's new.
Yeah, we're playing a few video games now. First it was Hi-Fi and now TFT.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That doesn't send the best message for that community.
At all. Like, yeah, we're supposed to be, the main ones benefiting from this. Like, why are we second-class citizens now? Especially on the supposed stronger box that should be able to handle.
Unless the only thing I can think of is developers unlocked a new technique or something like that.
Okay,
I'll
give you that.
How with PlayStation, like for example, if you compare a PlayStation game from the beginning of the generation to the end of the generation, night and day different.
Yeah.
Something to such degree. Maybe they have that with TFT and Hi-Fi, and you guys gonna get that upgrade as well.
Okay.
I mean, they fixed Pentiment, but Pentiment shouldn't even been an issue either. Like.
Yeah, Pentiment ran also on PlayStation better.
Yeah.
It even had a 120 mode on PlayStation.
I think a lot of that comes down to Bethesda. They were primarily a third-party developer, and they're probably still, in some ways, a lot of them are probably still more comfortable working on a PlayStation.
No, but
you're not wrong. It's still a bad look.
It's still
there needs to be parity on all your versions.
And
this is not something that we should have even seen on the Star side to even have a fucking talking point. I control by that.
I hear you. I think that's why they consolidated the management to where now it's a lot more streamlined. I think that they're getting that under control. It is an issue. And I think they are trying to get that under control. Because that is definitely an issue. But let's see. The newest person to the Xbox gang, Zero. What are your thoughts on this Starfield 60 frames per second mode that you will not have access to as a Series S user?
I was gonna say I hate it. They cutting me out of everything. But I give Jubei credit. You've always been consistent. It's not like it's just like Xbox Series X. And it was like, well, nigga, you should have bought a Series X instead of getting a Series S. That's on you. Like, I don't want to buy a Series X.
I know, but I've been saying that from jump though. I'm like, bruh, if you care, don't buy an S.
Hold on.
My daughter has an S. My daughter has an S because she does play Minecraft and watch fucking YouTube on it.
Yeah,
so
like that
fine.
makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like
Zero. You actually have an S?
I do. I got one for Christmas.
Why would you, dude?
It was a gift.
Hold on. Time out.
It was a gift.
Even more so. My girlfriend wanted. In fact,
that's a different conversation then.
Yeah, as the story goes, she actually won a Nintendo Switch. Somebody at her job was like, "Do you want to switch? You want to switch the Nintendo Switch for the Xbox? Because somebody in her family wanted a Switch. So she was like, yeah. And then I wound up with a Series S. And for a little bit, I contemplated just trading it in and getting the X. But I was like, it is kind of a gift. So I'm just going to hold out for it. Yeah, I'm just going to hold out for it.
That's a different conversation then. But if you
Yeah.
bought it yourself, then your need would have been, taken in. Because it's insane.
So I've played, I think, all of maybe 5 hours of Starfield. So it's cool that it's getting all this stuff. It definitely makes me think that they hit a deadline for Starfield. It was like, we got to get it out. I was like, well, but we don't have these. We got to get it out. And so, like, they pushed it out, and then later it's like, let's get our 60 FPS and let's get our maps and stuff. Because some of that should have been day one. It's particularly for the Series X.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah,
like they just need, like, bro, if the S can't do it, if the S is like, you people know what they're getting with the S. You're getting the load times. You know what I'm saying? You are getting better looking games than last gen. It's just not the top tier. Like we pretty much got our pro system at the same time. You know what I mean?
So
yeah,
that's kind of what we're looking at here. But like, people need to understand, like, you're gonna have to buy an X if that's really what you want.
So Jubei, I'm gonna throw this question, Jubei and Zero, I'm gonna throw this your guys' way. If not for Baldur's Gate getting Xbox to drop the parity clause, do you think that you get the 60 frames per second on the Xbox Series X? Or do you think they stand by their 30 frames per second decision?
No, I think we get it either way. I think
we do get it either way. I just think their reasoning is different.
Okay.
Yeah, like I just think just because like 60 FPS is just a thing, right? So it's like it's a nice upgrade to give to people who want it. It is not 100% necessary, but you do garner goodwill when you give those folks that 60 FPS. Like, I played Destiny for almost 6 years before they put it in 60 FPS.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, I remember those days. Rough.
Yeah.
And
what's crazy?
When's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen?
I never cared until they did the 60 patch, and like when I turned on, I was like, something feels different, and I immediately knew, like, oh, it's 60 frames per now. And I usually don't notice stuff like that or don't care that much, but for Destiny, it's like stuck out like a sore thumb.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, good for Starfield. I like Starfield. I want it to continue to do well. I like Space Elder Scrolls. It was a good time.
All right.
And as even though I'm a Series S owner, I don't actually disagree with Jubei. Like, I think if it might be time to end parity and just, put all your good stuff on, your best, shiniest stuff on the Series X. I committed for the most part. The Series S is going to be my Game Pass box.
All right.
Right? Like, I'm just sort of committed to that.
Yeah.
And
that's fair.
Your Hades,
and that's fair.
Your Hades 2 box.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I'm getting here. I'm not going to really be upset if I don't get stuff. And I think it might be time for Xbox to be like, all right, guys, the 60 FPS Series S version can come in 2025.
Yeah. So, Nappy, you're part of the Xbox community on your PC. How are you feeling about this 60? How are you feeling about the console community finally being able to join you and all this 60 FPS greatness, along with getting some better map support?
I will say the game will feel smoother on Xbox, so I'm glad you guys are going to be able to enjoy that smoother gameplay. As far as the 60 FPS, for single player games, I really don't care about 60 FPS. I mean, there's sometimes like I'll still play Cyberpunk on the highest settings with RTX on and knock my frame rate down to 30 FPS just because I want the game to look beautiful.
Yeah.
So if it's like a multiplayer game where like it's fast paced and everything matters, then I would have been a little bit more strict on the FPS thing. But I'm just glad that you guys are getting y'all 60 FPS. It sucks you guys don't get 4K 60. I'm holding Sony and Microsoft accountable for not giving you guys that 4K 60. But
we have 4K 60. I just tried
on your heavy AAA games.
Yeah, like Ghost of Tsushima have it, Gran Turismo 7 have it,
I'm
Spider-Man
about to
2
say Ghost of
I know
Tsushima.
have it.
That's on PlayStation 4. That's not compatible with
No,
PlayStation
no,
4.
no, no. The direction cut. It got a DLC especially for whatchamacallit. That's only for PlayStation 5. Same with I'm pretty sure Forbidden West also have it with DLC.
But those are still PS4 games
No,
upscaled to PS5.
the DLC version is PS5 only. The Spider-Man 2 is PS5 only. And
Well,
that's what
actually, I thought the Spider-Man 2 only had a 4K 30.
No, I saw somewhere that also 60. I'm gonna look it up later.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, so
So there
you
are
got
quite a few, just not not first party, like lots of multiplats that's running at 4K 60.
yeah, so but yeah, I'm just glad
Yeah,
Xbox players get their 60 FPS. That's the biggest thing.
there are a lot of games running at 4K 60 though. They're just not. Most of them aren't native 4K 60. Most of them are like checkerboard.
Checkerboard, that damn DLS.
But we can't tell the difference. Most people can't.
Most
people can't.
I will say this: if you are not used to playing 4K 60, like once you get on PC and actually see it for the first time, like once you play for 60 FPS on the first time on PC, I couldn't go back to PC. I couldn't go back to console.
What I'm saying is, like, even most PC gamers, they don't have 4K monitors. They have 1080. They have 1440p. Yeah, which isn't 4K.
Yeah,
technically, if we're being technical here.
I mean, that's because we care about frame rate more than resolution.
Yeah, I'm saying the PC gamer with the $2,000 4K monitor or the $1,000 4K monitor, because there are $1,000 ones, is rare. It's rare. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Actually, we have an increase. So 1440p is the new standard now.
Yeah.
And 1 millisecond response monitors has been going up in sales like crazy on the PC side. So
I believe it.
Those people want that little gaming edge, and trust me, with the more FPS, and especially getting that little 1 millisecond input response monitor, it's going to change your life. You can literally feel the responsiveness of your controller to your game. Or mouse and keyboard. It's really good. Okay. So, but back to Xbox 60 FPS. Congratulations. I still don't feel the need to go back to Starfield because I beat the game. Technically, I beat it 3 times.
Okay.
And I was like,
until that mod support hits.
I mean, the mod community already said that they were going to like give up, and honestly, like the mod community still pissed off about what they did with Skyrim when they remade Skyrim and made more half the mods that were in the OG Skyrim didn't work anymore. Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, like it's kind of like it's like the mod community doesn't feel Bethesda right now. We're tired. Like it's fun to mod to Bethesda games. It's just you better not make a new version like how they did with Skyrim. It kind of like gave a bad taste in a lot of the modders' mouth. And plus, the creation engine for Starfield, it's just a lot of people say it's extremely difficult.
It's a new engine.
It's the same engine. It's that creation.
It's Creation Engine 2. New engine.
2. Yeah, with more problems. So we'll see what happens. As of right now, I have no reason to go back to Starfield. It wasn't the space game I was expecting. It would have been good in 2010.
Okay. And
but, yeah.
Last but not least, Omar, what are your thoughts on this?
You can keep me on this, but I never played Starfield. Congratulations to. I'm actually not surprised. Only I'm happy that the Series X got its own focus now instead of the whole particular, because that was hampering Xbox down.
Okay.
With Baldur's Gate 3 and all the other games, like shout out to Microsoft for actually putting their feet on the ground and say, hey, no more particular.
Okay.
At least I'm hoping that's what's going to be. Otherwise, hey, Congratulations on Starfield 60 FPS.
All right.
Also, it makes a question, is the PlayStation version in the work at the studio?
I doubt it.
Because remember, there was already a playable version.
Yeah, but we haven't seen a newer title, AAA title. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen them put a AAA title on another platform yet.
We're gonna see. Hey,
It's all been AA and live service, or single A in the case of Pentiment.
We're gonna see.
I think y'all are gonna. I think y'all are gonna hope on that one.
I think your best bet is to just get it. Well, you have your PC. There you go.
Because
I think PC is going to be the middle ground for both for Microsoft and PlayStation.
Because
I don't care about Starfield.
Because
that's what I feel is gonna happen.
Xbox is definitely, they're the largest third party publisher in the industry right now. So of course they're still gonna make games for other platforms. That's not gonna stop. But they're still gonna have their own unique library that's exclusive to their platform that gives people a draw to come to their console. So I think games like Starfield, Gears, Forza, they're most likely staying on the Xbox side. I think you have a little bit more of an argument when it comes to like those Disney IPs like Indiana Jones and Blade, possibly. I think you have a little bit more of an argument there. But I don't think Starfield's going anywhere. I think you might have one with Blade. I'll give you that. That could happen. And I would say Indiana Jones, I think they could buckle on that too, as far as a AAA game making its way over to the PlayStation. But I don't think Starfield would be one of those titles as a original IP that they own. But for our final topic of the day, let me get that timestamp. Because, people love the timestamps. Let's see what we got. All right. And final topic of the day. Xbox announced its showcase last week, June 9th, along with a redacted showcase, redacted direct that will be taking place afterwards. They showed the logo for this redacted event, and Tom Warren and a couple other media people have since confirmed that direct will be for the new Call of Duty game, which I think people are saying is going to be Black Ops, and supposedly it is the longest developed Call of Duty ever at 4 years of development time, apparently. At least the longest sequel.
That's so you. 4 years?
So like a new Black Ops or a remake?
I don't know. I don't know the title yet. It's redacted. We don't have all the details. We just got a little bit. So we'll figure that out at the event. But yeah, so this is going to be the biggest, grandest showcase in gaming history, possibly, being that you got Xbox, Bethesda, and ABK all on one stage under one roof for the first time ever. Looking real interesting. I haven't seen a correlate. Has Jeff Keighley came out and said anything? Because that usually all happens that usually all happens at the same time. So yeah, as of right now, only Xbox has announced. So yeah, this is gonna be a big weekend, and I know someone has been talking about this summer showcase season, and as long as the baby has wound down a little bit, Jubei, what are your thoughts on this grandiose event happening in like the next 30 days?
I'm like, this is their chance. But here's the thing. I don't want to not see a game that they've announced at some point in the past couple of years.
Well, I saw something today. I saw something today about Matt Booty and he was talking about Perfect Dark and State of Decay 3, and he's saying that he didn't say that you would see them, but he said he said something about in the next 18 months that we expect to be able to show, when we show a game, we expect it to have gameplay and a full trailer and all that other stuff. So the way he was talking, he didn't say that it would be there, but he said it in a way that there's a good chance that at least one of those two games will be at the showcase.
There's no reason for us to not see Everwild. Like, I want to see. I don't care. I don't care if it's concept art at this point. Show us something.
They have.
Don't just have us sitting on our hands.
I
don't care what they have.
Okay.
I don't care what they have.
Okay, Jube, you have to understand that now as an Xbox fan, you are in a new territory where they do not have the luxury to show in concept games when they have the library that they have. They have to show they have to show what is ready at this point. They have too much under their roof.
Okay, that sounds like a them problem. I'm the consumer. I don't care about them problems.
They have games that are ready to come out to show. They're not, if it's not coming out in the next year, if it's not coming out in the next 18 months, you probably not going to see it, Jube. I'm just telling you.
Here's all I'm gonna say, bro. The next Xbox is dropping by 2026. They got 2 years.
I don't think that's happening either. I'm shooting Omar down on Starfield. I'm shooting you down on 2026. I'm shooting both of y'all down.
Yo, Zero, you heard it here, bro. Don't let this be 100% on the record. 2026.
I'm killing all hopes and dreams.
Run us our games.
What you say? What was 100 games?
Oh, you going to get your 50 games. I got some predictions. I got some early predictions.
I want my numbers up. That count was looking a little low last time.
You might
75.
You might. Hey,
I need 75.
Jube, you might get a hundo.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go.
And IDK now. They need to show 100 games. Hey.
I'm not saying you're gonna see 100 new games, but you probably gonna see a hundo, probably 150 on that July showcase. You might see 150.
Actually, all they
150 and 100 new games. Otherwise, but
well, Xbox only got 40 studios. Like they not showing 100.
40.
Yeah, they not. Yeah, 40 is a lot. You're not showing 100 games, new games. That's all first party. That's not happening. Like that's.
I need them to say backwards compatibility is back open.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gonna see 150 because backwards compatibility is back open. I'm telling. After that July showcase, one of my predictions is that immediately following the conclusion of that showcase, it's gonna be a whole slew of ABK games that are right there in Game Pass. Guarantee it. I got that's a lock for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
I still say I'm gonna hold them to the fire, bro. If they've announced a game in the past that was supposed to be here, like I want some kind of update. I don't give a fuck if it's 10 seconds, bro. Like something.
I think the update's for a different day. This showcase is about to be balls to the walls. I think. I don't think they're in update season unless the game's if the game's coming out like in the next 16 months. I agree, but if it's not 16, 18 months, I got you. I'm with you there.
is this a showcase where Sarabon put the PlayStation heart on?
But the what?
The PlayStation, the blue heart. She did it with the green heart and also the blue heart. Is this the showcase?
I don't know. I don't know anything about hearts.
What I mean is, expect something for PlayStation Pass as well. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I mean, Xbox is the largest third-party developer in the world. So, yes, some of the games that they show will be available. Like Call of Duty is going to be available on PlayStation. you can look forward to that.
Well, they already agreed to that.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's supposed to be a Call of Duty coming to the Switch, which I'm curious about still.
So
unless it's a new Switch,
so
I don't see it.
I mean, they got Call of Duty Warzone for mobile, and I know the Switch can run Call of Duty Warzone.
So I think what PlayStation gamers can expect is live service updates for ESO and whatever other games, Sea of Thieves, whatever new content is for that, and any Minecraft updates, all that stuff. I think you can expect to see Call of Duty and maybe another ABK game going third party, because they are a third party studio, and anything that's ABK. And you think that'd probably be about it. Live service updates, ABK. I don't think you're gonna get anything Xbox Game Studios related going third party at an Xbox showcase. I think that'd be about it. Yeah.
I want a new Banjo-Kazooie. I want Starfield 2. I want Marvel's Capcom back.
Outer Wilds 2.
I want them to say Scalebound. I want them to say Scalebound is back.
Yeah, I want Scalebound back.
They hate Platinum.
What's that other cool game that they was playing?
Immortals 33. That the beta.
No. It's old. It was a 3. So I wanted Sunset Overdrive 2.
Insomniac. You got to talk to Sony about that one.
I want Spyro to come back.
PlayStation owns that IP.
No, actually, Microsoft owns.
Microsoft owns the IP.
And Crash Bandicoot.
No, you're talking about Sunset Overdrive. If Sony, I think Sony does own the Sunset Overdrive IP, but Microsoft owns the rights to the next 2 Sunset Overdrive games. It's like a weird prototype for me. Prototype for me would be number 1, but I mean, Microsoft just bought them. There's no way Prototype, unless they were already making Prototype before Microsoft bought them.
Bring back Viva Pinata. I want Batman Arkham City Imposters.
Marvel.
Oh my God! Imposters.
I want an HD remaster of Guitar Hero 2. Like that. Give me everything, Xbox. I want it all.
Yeah, this
Rockman.
This is supposed to be
HD remaster of Rockman.
I mean, you got to think about it. Xbox has not made a single announcement regarding ABK and what they're doing with their games or their content since they've acquired them, basically. The only thing that we got is a forced announcement of Diablo 4 hitting Game Pass. Other than that, it has been dead silent. I can't. Jube, can you think of any ABK announcement for Xbox?
None. Zero.
So this is
none.
This is the grand coming out party. As far as whatever they're gonna show ABK related and how it's gonna integrate into Xbox. Like June 9th is it. Because it like right now we're in May, so nothing's coming before that. So yeah, that's gonna be a major part of the showcase. I'm sure the showcase is gonna open up with something ABK related, and it's gonna close with something ABK related.
What else did they make? Bring back Sneak King. Bring back Dead
Sneak
Rising.
Oh God.
Yeah,
this man just can't just thinking about all the games.
Hey, they have a huge collect. Sekiro 2 would be, you know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
You know, because they own that IP.
I want Onimusha.
What, you want
back.
another Underdogs too?
They own Onimusha?
I just want get it done, Xbox. Get it done. I don't care how you get it done. Just get it done.
All right, so yeah, so Juby already gave what he wants. Omar kind of gave what he wanted. He wants some blue hearts from Sarah Bond.
No, but I also want Midnight Sun.
Midnight Sun, is that an Activision game?
It's a Microsoft game. The one with the jazz music.
Oh, I'm thinking about the Marvel Midnight Sun.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah, I know which one you're talking about. We didn't see much of it, but yeah, it does look interesting.
All right,
that reminds me of Scalebound. How Scalebound was got revealed. Also, I want that new clock game.
Clockwork Revolution.
Yeah.
that's coming up. I think that should definitely be at the showcase, that game, because they had pre-download for that like 6 months ago. So I'm guessing the game is coming out this holiday season.
More of that, and of course, if you can show some Scalebound 3, hey, Scalebound, you know me, I'm gonna party, because I love me some Scalebound.
Activision was the publisher, so I believe they do own the IP, even though From Software developed it. I think they developed it for Activision. You could double check me, but I thought that was the case when it came to that particular title. Nappy, you're PC. I get everything anyway. Snob, whatever. What are your thoughts on this big event coming Sunday? Any expectations?
Yes. See what we're gonna get out of this Activision deal. Saying like, what was like? You guys spent a whole year fighting Sony on why you deserve to get Activision, how you guys don't have a monopoly, but now show off some games. Bring back Overwatch 1. Give me some new ideas. Give me some. Look, man.
Overwatch 1 ain't coming back. I'm just like,
that's what I paid for. Okay, I didn't pay for Overwatch 2. I didn't ask for Overwatch 2. But on the flip side, I'm kind of curious to see like what like is going to come out of just out of the APK deal. Like I want to know like what IPs is like coming out. Like they said there's going to be a new Call of Duty thing, and now are they going to do the same thing that PlayStation used to do, where get it on like Xbox and get this exclusive like Xbox skin or whatever?
Yeah, I would say this. I would say realistically, it's not fair to expect new stuff at the direction of Xbox from ABK after they haven't even owned them a full year yet. I think next year is when you'll first start to see those type of trailers of Xbox directed new stuff, because they didn't even know that they didn't even know that they would be able to really purchase them until July of last year. That's when they that's when they knew that, because the deal got killed in May and then it got brought back to life in like July. So they didn't even know that they would be able to. So ABK was not moving at the direction of Xbox in any capacity up until maybe August at the earliest. So I don't think you'll see direction on new IPs from Xbox until maybe next year or 2 years from now. Like everything that ABK is going to show is stuff that they've been working on before, Xbox was even a legitimate possible owner. I don't know what to expect from ABK. Other than Call of Duty, I don't know what to expect. I've said it during this whole acquisition season that ABK really doesn't make a lot of games at the moment, and hopefully that changes under Xbox. So maybe they
don't make a lot of games, but they own a lot of IPs.
They do own a lot of IPs. So I'm the first thing I'm expecting to see, like Xbox can do the fastest, is the whole backwards compatible, renewing the license with Transformers. I can see that happening. And getting the backwards compatible team treatment, where you get the 120 frames, 160 frames with the upscale graphics and all that. Excuse me. I can see that happening with a bunch of games. I can see like Marvel Ultimate Alliance coming back. I can see them kind of getting some of those licenses and bringing some of those old games back, ones that they had licensed, and a lot of their original IPs, like the Tony Hawk Pro Skater and all that other stuff. I can see all that happening there. I expect to see a lot from Xbox Game Studios. They've been cooking for a long time and they've been quiet. Bethesda has really carried Xbox these past 3 years in a lot of ways. So I'm expecting to see Avowed there, because that's supposed to come out this year. I'm expecting to see Indiana Jones again, which is Bethesda IP. I'm expecting to see Clockwork Revolution. I'm expecting to see Perfect Dark. And not only am I expecting to see Perfect Dark, I'm expecting to see Perfect Dark with the announcement that they have bought Crystal Dynamics and Eidos and all those IPs from the Embracer Group. I expect them to announce that on the stage along with showing Perfect Dark. And I expect, all those Tomb Raider games and all that to become a permanent fixture inside of Game Pass. And
wait, did you not know that the Embracer Group is split in 3 different?
yeah, they split into 3 different companies, but I still think that they'll end up purchasing Crystal Dynamics and
I don't
think
think
from.
that would be the case because Crystal Dynamic is up, right up on the food chain, very high.
Yeah, no.
Right.
The only reason they're high on the food chain is because Microsoft is literally funding that studio at the moment. They're working on Perfect Dark.
No, they're also working on a new Tomb Raider.
They're working on Perfect Dark.
And also working on a new Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why Microsoft would be interested in buying them. That's why we've seen like the past couple weeks, all the Tomb Raiders are sneaking their way into Game Pass.
That's actually good because those games are actually really good. Had terrible marketing, but really decent games.
Yeah, all the Tomb Raiders are sneaking their way into Game Pass. I think all 3 of them are in there currently. They just made their way in there. That's what I said. I think that's a possible announcement. Along with showing Perfect Dark on the stage. And I think we'll see Visions of Mana again because that drops in June or July. So I think we'll see Square on the stage. We'll see Sega there with Metaphor.
They had a showcase, just had a showcase for Metaphor. I don't think they're gonna show up.
Microsoft owns the marketing rights to Metaphor, so yeah, it'll definitely be on their stage. Even if it's just like a sizzle, it'll definitely pop up because they own the marketing rights to it, so they literally have to market it.
Is it on Game Pass?
Hasn't been announced for Game Pass yet. Is it possible? I think being Metaphor is a new IP, I think they would wait till the last minute to announce that it's coming to Game Pass. I don't even think they would announce it in Game Pass for at the showcase because it would hurt pre-order sales. For the game potentially.
You do realize at the very end people can still
but still like Outriders, it was a new IP that launched day 1 in Game Pass. They didn't announce it until the week of. So thanks for checking, Yobi. So they don't Activision doesn't own it. But those are some of the things I'm expecting to see at the ABK showcase. I think it's gonna be a pretty big deal.
I want to see DJ Hero come back.
I think all of that's coming back, and I would love to see Guitar Hero come back, and I would love Chai to be the face of Grand Theft Auto. I mean, not Grand Theft Auto, Guitar Hero.
Really now?
Yeah, Chai from Hi-Fi Rush. If you open up Hi-Fi Rush with Chai and 808 on the stage rocking out some Guitar Hero, that would get me going. I say that much because I love those guys from Hi-Fi Rush. It's the best IP Microsoft has probably come out with in like the past 4 years.
I got you. We will see. Like I said, Guitar Hero. I just want to see some. What this ABK deal's done. What are we going to get from the ABK deal? We're going to get anything. Hey, we're going to get some games coming to Game Pass, or all the previous Call of Duties coming to Game Pass. Because I mean, Modern Warfare 3 ain't doing so well.
That I think I got that happening. Modern Warfare 3 is doing well. It's still the top seller. How's it not doing well?
Mostly negative reviews on Steam.
Oh, y'all just some haters. It's still selling. Y'all
to the sales, bro. It's just reviews. They don't care.
Yeah, y'all just y'all just some haters over there. That's it. It's still selling.
We ain't haters. It's just it was a $70 DLC. Only time people bought it was when it was like on sale for $30 on Steam. Like this past weekend, my friends finally got it because I was like, okay, it's $30. We'll get it. And it was like, bruh, why is the one mode we play on Call of Duty is a part of it's part of Modern Warfare 2? We honestly don't even need Modern Warfare 3. We could just stuck with Modern Warfare 2 and play Warzone because that's what we play. Closest thing to it's the best Battlefield we got right now.
Yeah.
Even though Battlefield 2042 apparently is now good, we just haven't jumped into it yet. So
yeah, I definitely think all the Call of Duties are going to be in Game Pass. I think that's going to be the major announcement, and that's why they're having a direct and everything afterwards.
If they do that, then there's going to be so many more Call of Duty players. So many little kids are going to be cussing me out, and then their accounts are going to get banned because Activision because Call of Duty got that new speech thing. So it's going to be fun.
Call of Duty going into Game Pass will be something that shifts the casual consumer to buying like Xbox Series S's when they have like Call of Duty on the box, because a lot of people just get a console for Call of Duty and that's all they care about is Call of Duty. So that'll that'll probably be like, I think the first time since 2021 that Xbox actually grew their market share. So I think this will be the first time since then that they'll actually grow their console market share, and I think the Call of Duty announcement will probably push them over that 50, put them in that 50-60 million range as far as Game Pass users go.
Wait, aren't they right now at 30?
Yeah, they're around 35, I think.
I'm about to say if they do announce the the recent Call of Duty and just say it's on that Game Pass, PlayStation, you might be in trouble. Microsoft did said it's going to be available on PlayStation.
Because I think you'll get like what? All right, so you announce Call of Duty Game Pass day one. I think you'll probably get 5 to 7 million just straight from PC alone. I think the PC players that purchase Call of Duty for $100 every year, I think a lot of them will just get Game Pass instead and just be like, F it. Especially being that they get access to all the Call of Duties. I think you'll probably get 5-7 million right there. I think you'll probably get another 5 to 7 million in consoles. You'll get a few Call of Duty players on Xbox who didn't have Game Pass that get it now, and then you'll get a bunch of other people who haven't switched over, who are still on a PS4 or still on a Xbox One or whatever. They'll switch over and get their next generation console when it's in a bundle for $200 with 3 months of Game Pass with Call of Duty in it. So I think it'll push. I think it'll push them to around between 50 and 60 million.
Yeah, I mean, because it's already been shown that PlayStation people do not buy new games. Like, it don't make any sense. It was weird.
It's not.
Y'all just love y'all.
It's not.
Y'all
weird.
just love y'all Call of Duty.
It's a casual. The casual people buy 2 to 3 games a year. That's it.
That's all we got time for. I ain't gonna lie to you. You got to complete a game to buy a new game. That's the best decision I ever made in my life.
Yeah, casual gamers buy 2 to 3 games a year, and that's it. And if you buy a live service game, and you buy Call of Duty, 2K, and Madden, if you're one of those type of people, each of them games getting $1,000 of your time. That's $3,000 right there. You playing one of them every weekend for 8-10 hours.
8 to 10 hours. Jesus, man, I got stuff to do. I got a life. I got a job.
I mean, if you start on Friday, you play 2-3 hours on Friday. You play 2-3 hours. I mean, some people don't watch Netflix and TV shows. Some people just game. So they don't do all that other stuff. They just hop on the game. So, what you would spend watching a movie or whatever documentary or anime you watch, they just play 2K.
Ain't nothing wrong with playing 2K. I mean, I get it. I get what you're saying, but take a casual game and make it accessible on Game Pass for like $10 a month or even cheaper, whatever, depending on whatever tier you got, is going to be game changer.
Well,
it's going to make people want to get Xbox just for Call of Duty rather than get PlayStation.
Well, the thing is the 2K the 2K Call of Duty Madden guy gets all those games in Game Pass. All those games drop in Game Pass.
Well, yeah, then pretty much Sony, you're pretty much kind of screwed.
Because
you better come up with some pretty good exclusives.
2K isn't a day one drop and Madden isn't a day one drop, but they do drop in the service, and not everybody who gets 2K and Madden necessarily subscribe to buying the annual edition. So it being in Game Pass would probably be attractive to those people that don't necessarily. Some people buy like Madden, they'll buy it every other year instead of buying it every year. Same thing with 2K. Some people will buy it every other year instead of buying it every year. So
yeah, we'll see. We got till June. And can't wait to anticipate the greatness that Microsoft and all the stuff that's been cooking for the past couple of years. I can't wait. I'm really excited because I already know at the end of the day I'm going to be playing video games anyway. So
yeah,
more games for me.
To me, for Xbox, I don't want them to have fought so hard to get ABK and just like not like go out there and act like they own ABK. Like, you know, this is your time.
That'd be funny.
Like, show off that you own ABK. Be proud of it. You spent $77 billion on her. Show her off.
Yeah, be like, hey, this is what it's like to have you on the Xbox ecosystem.
Make sure them rims is shining. Make sure ABK is all waxed up and pretty. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing with your new boo ABK.
Hey, it's rip, but I mean, they also got other. Damn, what about Halo, man?
Halo,
fuck Halo.
Halo going to have Halo is definitely going to be there. They'll announce a new season of Halo Infinite. I'm telling you, you'll see all the live services games are going to get their update treatment. You're going to see that.
I'm about to say that's multiple ecosystems in the Xbox store, so that would be something.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. You'll probably get not only will you probably get a season 5 update, you might even get a announcement of a Master Chief and the Call of Duty crossover.
Master Chief armor and Call of Duty, that actually would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it might launch with the new Call of Duty. Yeah, that might be, if you pre-order it, you might get the Master Chief skin at launch.
That actually I'll actually like to see that.
Hey, it would be smart. It would be smart. Either that or Gear 6. You can do the Gear 6 skin.
Gear 6 actually I need to see Gear 7. I need to know what they're doing. I need
Gear 7
to bring.
They didn't even do Gear 6 yet.
Oh wait, no, we did Gears 5. I'm sorry. But yeah, I need a new Gear 6 and they need to fix up that goddamn store.
Well, they've already confirmed that Gear 6 will be at the Xbox showcase.
I actually am looking forward to that because
that has been they've already confirmed that. Well, Tom Warren confirmed it. So nobody at Xbox confirmed it.
Yeah, I kind of need that because after Gears 5, they kind of dropped the ball.
Is that Gears 5 Hive Busters or
no? Not Hive Busters was a small DLC that was beautiful.
No, but I'm saying did it still leave a sour taste in your mouth after finishing Hive Busters? Is what I'm asking.
No, Hive Busters was great. That was like a callback to like old school Gears.
Mm-hmm.
Even the characters were funny and memorable, and not only that, it had 3-player local co-op on my computer. It was that my GTX 1060 can run that game.
Okay,
with 3 players on the same screen. I was like, this is great. I love it.
All right. Anybody else have any bold predictions of what they think they'll see?
Bold predictions.
Early bold predictions before the week before the show.
Hexen.
We see something hardware related.
Hardware related. Handheld or VR? What do you think comes first? Because VR is just an OS. That's quick.
Yeah. The handheld.
Handheld comes so hardware comes before software.
A handheld Xbox handheld, that would be very difficult to sell.
I don't think so.
What the fuck do you mean?
I'm just
We
saying,
have
there's
all
some.
these. We have all these handhelds, bro.
Yes, we do have all these handhelds, but I'm not going to pretend like half these handhelds are not worth it. The Steam Deck is one of the things that's worth it. Like Razer, who was it? MSI just released their handheld, which everyone says
So
sucks.
if the
Like,
Xbox handheld launches with full Steam integration as well,
I honestly, I don't think they need full Steam integration. I just want to know if a handheld needs to be able to run 360 games. That's the only way I see it, like blowing everyone away, is that they could play all their old games on the handheld.
that's what the ABK is for. All those old 360 games.
I'm just saying, if I could play, like it's the handheld market is like the one untapped where everyone's trying to go back to. So that's a really difficult one, because I mean, you got all the other handhelds that can run the stuff. I know Microsoft's going to be like,
Oop. We lost Nappy.
device, like, what we doing?
We lost you for a second. You froze up.
But yeah, like I need to know, like, are we handheld? Are we, like, what are we running? Android? Are we running Windows? Custom?
You already know we're running Windows with a custom Xbox OS.
Because Windows handhelds, the biggest issue right now is battery life. Those motherfuckers, when they're not on the charger, they die within like 2 hours.
Well, that's because they just decided to throw a PC and make it a handheld, whereas Xbox, whereas Xbox is actually going to make this a custom. They're gonna make a custom OS for their own handheld.
It's going to be running games at 5. Actually, if it runs games at 540p, I'll actually accept that. It don't need to be the latest, greatest graphics. If you're running anything at 540p, I'll be okay with that.
Okay.
So if it was talking about handheld, I could definitely see multiple controllers coming out, or another updated controller, because it seems like everyone's coming out with Hall Effect joysticks, and we already got 3 Hall Effect joystick controllers for Xbox, and there's another one coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you that there will be an Elite 3, and not only will it have Hall Effect joysticks, I think it will also have the DualSense haptic feature.
Yep.
Yes. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it is.
Only thing I think it won't have is those pulse triggers.
They taking out that patent?
No, I don't think. I don't think people really care for the pulse triggers. I mean, I play games on my DualSense, and the pulse triggers are a bit of a distraction when it comes to like multiplayer games. Like,
so you don't turn yours off.
That tension. No, I know how to turn them off, but I'm just saying I don't think that's why I said I don't think they'll. I just think Microsoft will skip the pulse triggers and just do the haptics.
Me
personally,
I can see that.
Me personally,
I can see that.
I can see Hall Effect joysticks with the haptics, no pulse triggers.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with this. I'm like I said, I'm just curious to see what is going to be released that's from Activision, because that's like the biggest thing. We've been waiting. Now's the time.
But they just got them. But I definitely, just because they just got them, I don't think you're gonna see anything quote unquote new. I think you're just gonna see all the backlog stuff on the front end. I don't think we're gonna see Xbox's impact on new games.
I'm okay with that.
At least for like another year to 2 years. It takes time.
Yeah, it does.
But I think the biggest thing we might see is Toys for Bob show up and they announce that we're remaking this or that possibly.
Oh, actually, speaking of which, there's actually a game that is coming to Xbox as well. That's a 4-player PvE game, Hypercharge Unchained. So if you guys remember the game the show Small Soldiers or movie, yeah, it's a bunch of action figures fighting, and it's like a third-person shooter. I think you guys actually going to enjoy that as well.
Okay.
Another PC game coming to Xbox. Yeah, that's 2 actually. Yeah, y'all be getting a lot of good party games actually.
Yeah. But I'm gonna double down with Jubei, and he says handheld. I'm gonna go VR. I think the Oculus Xbox version launches this holiday season.
See, that's gonna be easy.
Yeah, I think it just launches this holiday with just Oculus with the Xbox OS. It might be like an Xbox branded box, and maybe Call of Duty VR for the first time, being that they have 4 years of development. Hey, it's not much of a Yobi wants to know if you can create your own action figure in that game. He's saying my bad. He's saying you can create your own action figure. He wasn't asking. He was voicing his excitement.
It's actually a fun game on PC, and the fact that it's also coming to Game Pass, which is y'all. I don't know. Y'all getting some good party games. I'm not gonna lie from the PC side. It's like the Hypercharge, great game. Dang, what's that? Pumble Party, a really fun party game, and it has mod support, so that would be fun for. I know that's gonna be fun for you guys. So, but yeah, Xbox is doing Microsoft doing their thing.
Yeah, they're getting very aggressive. I think Yobi's saying it's not coming to Game Pass apparently.
Wait, it's not.
So y'all have a dispute. Y'all can duke it out in the chat.
I'm about to type in Xbox right now.
But with that said, unless there's any other predictions, we can jump right into our outros. Let me timestamp that, and we are a little over 2 hours. Not bad for a 5-person panel. So just want to thank everyone for coming out today. Thank you everyone who hit that like button, everyone who notified, everyone who shared it out. We really appreciate it.
Everyone you mean Yobi, because he's always that person.
Hey, yeah, he's the constant, but everyone's not here live. There'll be some people who watch this later, and we're gonna appreciate those people as well.
Absolutely.
And it's just great that people actually come by and listen to what we have to say every week. We're just a bunch of guys having fun, talking about games. And with that being said, we're gonna jump right into these outros. Nappy, where can people find you and what you got going on this week?
So you guys can find me on Twitter. I'm kind of done following the Drake and Kendrick beef since Drake bowed out. So I'm gonna go back to gaming now. You go see me. I got a lot of controller reviews. It's okay. I'm gonna be on my Kendrick shit. I'm gonna give it to you back to back because I've been slacking. I just got this other controller that got cool RGB.
No Diddy or all Diddy?
No Diddy.
All right, just making sure.
Shit, you just ruined my train. I forgot the name of this controller. I got so many controllers. I'm like, okay, I'm about to do like a good 2 or 3 videos because I got they're damn near done. It's just honestly, it's because I haven't shaved my face, man. I haven't got a haircut. I haven't shaved my face. I gotta look pretty for I gotta look presentable for the YouTube video. I don't want to be scruffy in my own YouTube video, but yeah, there's a lot of controller reviews I got done. I started working on the mobile controller reviews as well. So there's a lot of control reviews coming. It's just, I've been out and about.
Yeah, summertime season got you outside. Don't know how to act.
Yeah, we outside.
All right. Jubei, what you got going on? Where can people find you, and what will you be playing? We know it won't be Fighter Z because you be ducking me.
I know you not. I know. You know what? I'll play that. It's installed. It's been installed. Yeah, you can find me at JubeiX Sensei on gaming platforms, Jubei Sensei on everything else. Yeah, more Madden. I need a Larian to send out my physical Baldur's Gate copy because.
Oh, you still haven't gotten your physical for Baldur's Gate?
Oh,
wasn't that supposed to launch in February?
Q1, bro. Yeah, we late.
Ah man, Baldur's Gate dropping the ball.
It said they're trying to get in the
other
wild
people get
market.
theirs, or just you haven't got yours, or like are they just like?
PC No, PC got theirs. PlayStation and Xbox are getting shipped this month at some point.
Oh, okay. So at least they're just slow. They got slow
Yeah.
distro.
They charging $20 for shipping though.
Ooh.
It's $20 to ship, and I still don't got it.
Oh, actually, Pummel Party's already a part of Xbox Market. Okay. Well, it's not on Game Pass, but it's already a part of it for $15. That's actually not bad. That's cheaper than Steam.
What is?
Hey,
Pummel Party is cheaper on the Xbox Market than it is on Steam.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, deal with that. F y'all PC people. Xbox Master Race.
Oh, fuck y'all. Oh, wait, and y'all got cross-platform? But not with Steam? Okay.
Xbox Master Race. Xbox taking over. That's what we see. That's what we see in June 9th. Xbox takeover.
Damn, so I can't. So if Junpei decide to get Pummel Party.
Oh, you don't froze up again. If they decide to get Pummel Party,
I gotta get the Xbox version to play with Xbox people.
Yeah, because Xbox Master Race. Whoever your favorite publisher is Microsoft's new boo.
Fuck it, man. I'll stick to my PC.
Telling you,
that's bullshit.
They over here Disneyfying us right now, for better or worse.
Yeah. So,
Omar, what you got going on? Where people find you, and go ahead and make sure you plug your Saturday show.
Yeah. So shout out to everyone that came through. Hit that like button and share the stream out. Shout out to the panel members. You can find me at Caraba_Shab on Twitter and Other Player Podcast every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I usually tweet out when we go live. Very quick, I recently finished a show, an anime called A King's Ranking.
Okay.
Amazing. If you're a fan of Studio Ghibli, you absolutely gotta check this one out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my plug for this week.
All right. Last but not least, Jubei. Where can we find you? What will you be playing? But more importantly, where can they find us?
Oh, I already gave my outro, bro.
Yeah,
I'm at zero. I'm at zero. I'm at zero. You know.
I'm at zero.
You know. Apparently I can only remember 2 black people at a time.
Yeah, that's about right. 2024.
Yeah.
Well,
damn, he's on his light skin shit.
You can find me wherever you like to play your favorite fighting games. Jubei X Sensei on Switch, Twitter, anything, all of that. But more important than me, you can find us, Vitamin G Podcast, pretty much anywhere your favorite podcasts are.
Wow.
Quite frankly, if you were listening to a podcast that is probably timelining the whole Drake and Kendrick beef, we will also be on that podcast platform, be it Spotify, be it Google Play, be it YouTube Music. We're there. Give us, after you finish catching up on the whole Drake Kendrick beef, come give us a listen, give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe, tell us what you don't like, tell us why you think our opinions are bad, and then we can start an internet beef, and then we can make it grow just as big as Kendrick and Drake, and like everybody wins here. So like it's a real simple formula. Everybody wins, guys. So like we can do all that.
We gotta start beefs, console beef wars.
Yeah, you just gotta start beefs with somebody, and then just like it'll blow
don't
up.
we already do it? PC versus Xbox versus PlayStation.
It's not real beef. We need real beef.
Yeah,
we need old school beef like Nintendo versus Sega.
Yeah,
as long nobody is dying on call.
Yeah.
As long as nobody's dying.
Yeah,
as long as no.
Yeah,
I'm about to say we get Dante back. Dante loves starting.
Kendrick showed us that none of us are really hating hard enough these days.
Yeah.
Right. Our hate could know so many more bounds.
I got drink
people say
more
they
Haterade.
hate, but do they really be hating?
I gotta drink more Haterade. Clearly, I mean.
Yeah. So, but as always, guys, thanks for listening. See you next time.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and getting your weekly dose of that vitamin G. We are out. Peace.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
All alone.
Vitamin G. Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin G. Ay. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need.